This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hello, freaks! What's going on, everybody? All right. Yep. What's going on, everybody? It's now the 4th day of the month. Anyways, yeah. Oh, by the way, thank you to Cheryl Bullock. I'm gonna be creating. I don't know. I was thinking of trying to do something like a pen and a notebook combo thing, but a better notebook, but a pen that's also like monogrammed. Or whatever you want to call it, whatever the term is. Yeah, we don't know, Ryan. We don't know. So when somebody says clearly, run for the hills. Okay, it's never clear. When somebody says clearly, they just want you to think it's, oh, okay, yeah, it's really clear. Yeah, I think any one of them could have been. At first, I thought maybe Madison. You know. Yeah, it's hard to really know what it is, because we don't know when her father said that, Ryan. You don't know which person he was talking about and what element. Okay, but let me go over it though. Okay, I mean I know that you want to hurry up and get it out there to let everybody know that you saw it or watched it or whatever. But I'm going to just play the audio from it. Now we don't know at this point what the dad was, who he was talking about. All right, let's see. And then after we do the updates on Idaho, I'm going to do, I'm just going to try to go through my whole theory. I just kind of go from the beginning, because there's people that, they're like, hey, they sort of showed up in the Delphi case in the last 3 weeks or something, or a month, and they don't really have it all in their mind put together. Well, the title says that, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. Hey, thanks, Tosh. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds, Kaylee's parents are probably the most outspoken of the people, and they seem to really want answers, and they deserve to have answers, They should have private conversations and say, well, we'll tell you this, but you can't go out and speak to the media about those things that we're going to tell you about. Something like that. But it's really lame a lot of times how law enforcement just kind of never keeps the family in the loop. As if, they would want the same treatment. It's ridiculous.
Ocean wave.
They should get to know all the main things that, where the direction they're going, the things they're looking at. Unless they're looking at somebody, I guess, that's close to the family. Yeah, Miss Mola, did you hear what I just said a second ago? Can we just let us get through the stories? It's just unbelievable how everybody wants to, hey, everybody, I already heard the story. I gotta let everybody know. Really, it's discouraging. It's like, can we just do the show as if we just got here? I don't get to do the shows all day long that other people seem to be able to do. I can't do it. Yes, Libby was almost definitely the target that day. My name isn't Greg, David. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to play the... well, first I'm going to read the most recent update they have on the case from yesterday on the Idaho Moscow Police Department website or Facebook page. This is going to be just a night just like all the rest of them. Frustrating as hell. Right here, maybe I just should. That's why I always say if I just turn off the chat, I think everything would run smoother for me. Moscow homicide update, December 3rd, 2022. Moscow, Idaho. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred on November 13th. Throughout the investigation, detectives have collected the following: over 2,645 emails through the tip line at ci.moscow.id.us. More than 2,700 calls to the tip line. That number is 208-883-7180. Over 1,084 digital media submissions to the FBI link. 113 pieces of physical evidence, approximately 4,000 crime scene photographs. I mean, but that doesn't really mean much. That means you just took a shitload of pictures. That's what it means. Thanks, Mary Glaviano. Let's see. Multiple three-dimensional scans of the residence. I mean, that's amazing to have that. At this time, no suspects have been identified, and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. There is speculation without factual backing, stoking community fears and spreading false information. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. Detectives are looking for context to the events and people involved in these murders to assist with the ongoing investigation. Any odd or out-of-the-ordinary events that took place should be reported. Our focus is the investigation, not the activities. Your information, whether you believe it's significant or not, might be the piece of the puzzle that helps investigators solve this murder. Again, the tip line is 208-883-7180. Tip line at ci.moscow.id.us. The Moscow Police Department is the only provider of official information regarding this case. All press releases and information related to this case are available at that website. Yeah. I wasn't on there. She played my video. I gave her permission to play my video. Shelly Babes. Not sure what you're talking about. Anyways, follow our Moscow Police Department for new information. Huh? What? Alright, let's see. Hi, do they have DNA, fingerprints, or video? Well, do you think we're going to get to know that question? Tejaz, Rob? Yeah, you'd hope they'd have something like that, but we're not going to get to know that information. All right. So Fox News interviewed Kaylee Gonsalvez's parents, and I'm going to play the audio. Hold on one second. Yeah. All right. Anyways, here we go. And but also, by the way, like I say all the time on this channel, every single night on this channel, people send in super chats and whatnot, help support me do what I do for 4 hours a day. I do a lot more before the show. I mean, today I worked again on the 3D model, and that allows me to keep doing the show. Okay, and then because you guys are so generous, out of the income, I generally try to donate over 50% of the revenue, the actual net revenue, to charities. Okay, so tonight I can tell starting off poorly. So if there's any chance that you guys like to help out the channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. All right, so also let me show you something really quick on the thing that I'm building here. Still, I fixed the steps. There was like something that was bugging me, and then I found some photos on here. Like there's the roof, but that's what the stairs look like this. You come up, and then there's like a side rail, and then you have that. So, and also, I think the room that the Kaylee and Madison were murdered in were this one over here, not this one. Unless there's some oddity that we're not aware of here. So it would be more like this. Come in the door, go up the stairs, and then Zena and Ethan are killed in this room. Then go up the stairs, and then take a quick right and then go in that door, and this is where Madison and Kaylee probably were. And then so it's kind of a smaller room. They come out, and maybe we go back down the stairs all the way out. That was the first version. This next version would be if we went through the sliding glass doors. Hey, thanks, Maxine. Very cool, very cool. And also, Sheppy Mom. And P.S. Hey, thank you so much.
Chewbacca?
For the cat eye. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The UFO. Oh. Josh the Posh. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, you guys. We've given $52,000 to crime-related charities this year already. So we're on a roll. We're on a roll. Just want to keep it up for the last month here, and we have a new year starting the next one. And thanks, Chucky. All right. So I don't know. I think this is more accurate now. Obviously, I saw a photograph of this hall here, and there was a railing there, and you could see this. This is how it looks, like this. Come up and
Chewbacca?
boom.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want.
And then I also put a window.
Underscore basic generous channel.
I put a window right there too, because there's a window on the landing going up, but it, sort of above it. So I think there's probably the same height as this window over here. So I kind of just guessed at it, but there aren't a lot of pictures from directly behind the house since it's in the woods. Welcome, Kimberly Cass, or Casse maybe, I don't know if I said it right or not. And
wave,
Chucky.
Ocean wave, ocean wave.
Okay. So anyways, that's the progress now. So I think I'll keep the other one where it goes in the other room just in case. Then I'll do 2 different ones. I guess I have 3 more to do then, because I'm going to do one from the sliding glass door into the room, then back out the sliding glass door, then sliding glass room door on the kitchen entry to Kaylee and Madison's room, then down the stairs and out the keypad door. But the person could have gone through a window. I mean, you do see them checking windows and everything, so don't really know for sure. Living it as in living the dream. And Mountain Jam 71.
Hi freaks. Hit that like button.
And Peruvian 69. Is that... I'm not sure what that means, but... cool. That's right, it's Lillian's birthday, so we're gonna have to get Mary Lou out really quick. Where are you, Mary Lou? Where are you?
I'm right here, Greg.
Oh my God! So it's it's Lillian's birthday, okay? And you're gonna sing happy birthday for her.
Oh, is she the lady that calls in?
Yep, she's the one that calls in. That's right. Very good memory there. All right, so I should have said. Oh, there we go.
Is she the dame that? Is she the dame that calls in?
The dame? Where the hell do you get that from? Wow, that sounds like something out of the 50s. You know, that's. All right. Anyways, go ahead.
Happy birthday to Lillian. Happy birthday to Lillian. Happy birthday, dear Lillian. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
And many more.
Man, Timmy, jeez. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday, okay, Lillian?
Yes, happy birthday, Lillian. Happy birthday. Sorry, Mary Lou's voice wasn't that great that time. She probably just got done hacking down some of those new low-carb cigarettes she's so fond of.
Those are pretty good, Gray. And I've lost a lot of weight.
Not because there's no such thing as a low-carb cigarette, okay, Mary Lou? All right.
Not even gluten-free?
Well, they're all gluten-free, Mary Lou. Every single cigarette you've smoked is gluten-free, okay? Let's be honest.
Gosh, Gray, I was just trying to be excited about them.
All right, anyway, wow. That is
Birthday today.
that's unreal. Huh? Oh, it's Claudia Neubauer's too, huh? Well, good. Now we're going to have to do another one. Lillian and Claudia Neubauer. Well, haven't seen you very much anymore. All right, let's see. Where is the... where is she? Where did she go again? You should have told me before. Oh, still up there. All right. Well, you got one for Claudia Neubauer, too.
Happy birthday to Claudia Neubauer. Happy birthday to Claudia Neubauer. Happy birthday, dear Claudia Neubauer. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. I thought you had more to do there, Mary Lou. You usually keep going all that kind of stuff.
Yes, you really do, Mary Lou. I always do that, gee.
Yes, you do. You do. You do. Anyways, happy birthday, everybody. All right. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it was your birthday today, Lillian, or was it a different day. So I guess Claudia and Lillian are the same day. There you go. Claudia Neubauer's been around here for a long time. She used to do photos doulos and go, she was always doing little cameo shots in the background. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. All right. Where am I? I don't even know what I was doing. There we go. Get my music playing again. Oh yeah, we're just going to play the audio here. Here we go.
And Steve Gonzalez, thank y'all so much for being with me. You guys have been so transparent and strong for the public. Christy, you called the person that did this the boogeyman.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
It's literally like what nightmares are made of. Like when you're a little kid and you think of the boogeyman, that's just how I feel. Like that's just the horrific details of everything.
Thanks,
Them
Peruvian 69.
just having a good time, going home and going to bed, and that's happening to them.
Your best friend crawling into bed.
Just crawling in bed,
Every
and
girl
the
in
boogeyman
America
comes.
knows what that's
The
like.
boogeyman doesn't, meet you at McDonald's. I mean, the boogeyman comes and snatches you out of your bedroom.
Steve, we've been talking. I've been talking to folks in the community. You said something that stuck with me. You said, until this person is caught, you can't sleep in your bed.
No. I can't just lay in my bed and do nothing. That's not the way I raised my family. That's not the way I raised my girls and my son. You don't be a victim. You stand up for yourself and you do everything in your power to make sure people hear you. And they're gonna hear Kaylee. They're gonna hear Maddie. They're gonna hear these.
The other two as well.
Yes.
All of them.
I'm careful saying anything about them because I need to be careful because I can't speak on somebody else's child. But these two girls, I'm not trying to be a glory hound, but these two girls, I'm gonna do what I can do, and we're not being victims.
Thanks,
we're
Dana.
gonna fight. We're gonna figure out how to make sure that we hold everybody, accountable, and we keep eyes and attention on this and get this thing resolved.
Steve, you have made it very clear to our audience that you are supportive of law enforcement. You support the investigation. But recently, I've been watching and talking with you, and you're getting frustrated. What does that frustration come from, sir?
It puts certain people between you and the officers that are making things happen, and those people are like lawyers, and they don't want to say anything, and they don't have the guts to come up and be alpha and be like leaders and say, hey, we might say something that's wrong. We're gonna take that hit. So the officers, they look me straight in their eyes. The lead detective looked me in his eyes. I have no doubt he's working as hard as he can, but somebody isn't communicating. There's nothing being released. It seems like they're trying to suppress the story. We want to put rewards out. They're like, don't do that. Yeah, I get it. Your town doesn't want to have reward posters posted all over when you come and you do your rush. You're not going to get a lot of students if they see those things. But this community is not going to heal until this guy's pulled off the streets. It ain't going to happen. Think it through. It's not going to happen. He has to be off the streets. We all are working for the same thing.
When was the last time y'all heard from the police?
Thursday,
we looked at our phone records. We want to be accurate. We don't want to sell anyone out.
about 3 o'clock on Thursday.
And
Did y'all get an update from the police about the investigation?
There was nothing. We have no updates for you.
There was no update. They
Via
needed me to
text.
sign a waiver form so that they could investigate something
Some mail.
that was mail related. So we're working with them. We're not selling them out. We love our law support.
The FBI, everybody that's
Yeah,
here.
thanks, Georgina.
We just have no information as family, and it gets tough day after day after day. I mean, every day you just wake up and think today's the day. We're going to hear something, and you see these, oh, there's a break in the case, and it'll just be something stupid.
The sixth
you know?
person in the on the lease that was never
Right.
there. Stop
Who
playing
cares?
games. This is serious. These are people's lives, and this is the future of this community. There's going to be 10,000, 15,000 kids that come into this community.
You know what's funny is these guys would probably love to be on my show because I'm exactly how they want somebody to be. Okay, we don't do that kind of. Remember the whole 6 roommate thing? How I just went, yeah, who gives a shit? You know, because people, ooh, a 6 roommate, ooh, they're the killer, ooh, because it's something new and we can speculate on the 6 roommate being the killer. It's so easy. Yeah, forget it.
Next year, or they don't. So be serious.
I had the opportunity to speak to some of my sources, and I've been told that there were differences in the way
Manner.
that the victims were killed. Some were more severe than the other. And this week we heard the target attack walk back and then reverse her back to it being a target attack.
Or the building.
What can you tell us about the targeted attack?
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who.
Yeah, so the police tell the family members it was targeted, but they won't tell them which one.
We asked specifically, and they said, we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said, we're
Yeah, I've
sorry, we
talked to them
can't give you that
quite- or
information.
sent
But then a
message
day
to
later,
them.
we saw in the news that it was not targeted. Or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Vaddies.
When he says means, he means manner. Right? That's the correct term. Homicide is what it was ruled. You know. I don't know. I think that's what he means. Now I'm not really sure. Let's see. In a second. Maybe it wasn't manner then. I don't know. I think it might be cause of death is what he's saying. Now that I think about it. I don't really care if they should or not be. They can do whatever they want. They're family members. You know, they should be do whatever the hell makes them feel better. I think that it might be cause is what he's talking about. Because he's saying that they were killed. Let me see. Hold on. Jeez. Now my brain is... Let me see something. Typically made by the coroner or medical examiner. All right, so that's where you say like it's a suicide, a homicide, or you could even say, yeah. So that's the manner. So that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the cause of death. So you might think that maybe somebody was strangled and the other ones were, and the others may have been stabbed. What about something like that? What do you think? Yeah, it'd be cool if they came on. So I think that they were, that's what he's referring to. Not manner, sorry. I'll rewind it a little bit here.
we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted. Or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddie's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death It does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
So, and now I don't know what he's saying. What do you guys think he means when he says don't match? Meaning those two don't match, or what they saw when they saw the victims, it doesn't match, like the report itself doesn't match what they saw with their own eyes of these kids? Or are they saying that Kaylee and Madison's cause of death is different? Huh? No, that's not what you wouldn't say that. Future past. Nobody would say, well, they were stabbed. It was stabbed differently, so it's not. I think it's really something totally different. Like maybe one was strangled and the other one was stabbed. That's the only time you would say that. I mean, well, he's also not a professional, so he might just have different wording for what you just said, right? Like maybe one of them, their throat was cut or something, and the other one was just stabbed multiple times. So I guess you would say, you know, somebody might say, oh, that's different, but even though they were both killed with a sharp object. No, I don't think there was a different weapon. No. They just said that there was one. No, that's not what he was saying. Slapstick 1973. Why don't you listen to what somebody says? Yeah, it's crazy when people, I think he meant some were stabbed more than others. How does that mean that? It just doesn't sound like that at all. Now, if that's what he means, then he didn't word it well. Okay, it was.
Who? We asked specifically, and they said we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said we're sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted, or they think
I
the
don't
whole
have to
house
say you're
was
sorry.
targeted.
This is just how I talk.
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddie's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the
No,
autopsy
so he said it
report.
right, Kyle.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to
may
go
have
up
been
the
target.
steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an alpha. Be somebody to be a leader.
So it says he doesn't have to go up the steps. What is he talking about right there? In the house, he doesn't have to go up the steps. So, you know what that makes me think when I hear that sentence? If he's literally talking about the house, he doesn't have to go up those steps. That means that either Zaina or Ethan were the victim, were the intended targets. No, that's completely opposite of that, LG. That's completely opposite. Because to me, it sounds like he's saying, yeah, he didn't even have to go up the stairs. He just did it anyways. But you're saying he didn't have to go up the steps, meaning... Yeah, no, so I think that's not... I think he's saying that it could be Ethan or Zaina as the target. When? In this same interview, Harper?
Leader, don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match.
He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match. So that kind of talks to like which matches what one of you set up above. That maybe it's just a whole different way that they were attacked, and then maybe they're talking about that's what shows that one of them was the focus compared to the others, even if it was the same weapon. But it's cause of death. You would be ruled by a sharp. Well, I guess it would be manner is homicide, and then cause would be, I guess if you would say. I mean, I don't know how specific a lot of times they get. Just so due to sharp object or blunt force trauma or whatever, but in this case, if you had your, like you probably say sharp object due to cuts to the throat or something like that, or more specific, just so you know what caused the death, even when they were stabbed. That's what it sounds like to me. That maybe Ethan and
I'm just gonna say it wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral.
And thanks,
I paid
Georgina
for that.
Silicon.
It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill.
Right, that's
Sent my
it.
daughter to
See, I totally agree with that guy. God, if that was my kid, I wouldn't give a shit what they were telling me whatsoever, right? Because they're not telling them anything. So when they find out something, shit, they can do whatever they want. Now if you were making them, being more helpful and bringing them in and telling them this is what we're doing, this is what we've seen so far, but you cannot tell anybody, because then they wouldn't even be talking to anybody. They'd just feel like they were part of the investigation. And when you leave them out like this, this is the shit that's going to happen. And I can't stand it that law enforcement treats family like that in any case. I think it's totally bullshit and bogus, okay? You just have to tell them how important it is that they don't leak anything, and explain to them why, and then keep them updated daily so they don't have to go, you know what, shit, man, they're not giving us any answers, da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? I don't know, man. If I was a family member, I'd be irate.
to college to get an education. She
report.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to go up the steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need some.
Okay, so maybe that is what they're saying, is that they were both killed, but it wasn't similar. Like, they weren't just stabbed a whole bunch of times in the back or something. The other one had different, like, wounds. Like, one of them was definitely treated differently than the others.
Somebody step up and be an alpha. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. They're points of...
See, I don't know what that means. He doesn't have to go up the steps, the way he keeps wording that. It's like he's leaving something out.
Damage don't match. I'm just going to say it.
Damage doesn't
wasn't leaked
match.
to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Yep. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in the box, and I can speak on that.
I was also told from sources that are closer to an investigation, because there was a lot of roommates in there. And this was horrific for those roommates that were there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
The
Steps of information. What are you
preservation
talking
of
about?
this crime scene.
You said he went up the stairs.
Witnesses
up
tell
steps.
me that it may
Let me hear it. Now I have to hear it again.
We asked specifically, and they said, we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so
I went
later,
back
and they
in
said,
time
we're
again.
sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted. Or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddie's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to
may
go
have
up
been
the
target.
steps.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, he's saying he didn't have to go up the steps, meaning he went into the house. He didn't have to go up the stairs, but he didn't have to go into any of the rooms. I mean, the thing is it's wording it like that doesn't help me determine that Kaylee was the target or Madison. He just says he didn't have to go up the steps. Well, he also didn't have to go into the house, and he also didn't have to go on into the room that Zena and Ethan were in. So I don't know how that helps there. It doesn't really make any sense to me. It doesn't mean that they were the target just because they went up there. He could have went up there first and then still went down and killed Ethan and Zena. Would you think the same thing then? I don't know what that means. It almost does sound, in some ways, he didn't have to go up those steps. So what he is saying is, he, to do what he wanted to do, he had to go to the second floor, but he didn't have to go up the steps. But I see the other way that you can read that, too. I just don't understand what the hell that even means. Like one of my mugs will be Okay, what was it going to be? Something about... I don't even know what that means.
Let's stop playing.
I wish the reporter really stopped him and said, can you explain what you mean by steps?
Games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an alpha. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up those steps. Their points of damage don't match. I'm just gonna say it. Wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in a box, and I can speak on that.
I was also told from
what a
sources
nightmare.
that are closer to an investigation, because there was a lot of roommates in there. And this was horrific for those roommates that were there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
The preservation of this crime scene. Witnesses tell me that it may have well been preserved because the phone was passed around between one of the fraternity members and the girls. One of them unfortunately witnessed the body there. Can you confirm that?
Thanks, Tosh. on
We cannot
PayPal. Thank
actually. We know nothing about that whole phone call. We've asked, and it's, I mean, I know that a lot of people
Been preserved because the phone was passed around between one of the fraternity members and the girls. One of them unfortunately witnessed the body there. Can you confirm that?
Well, that's just kind of obvious. She saw a body, thought he was passed out, and called other people. Here's what I think is the reality. You guys want to hear what I think? I think the reality is this. That she... the roommates were home. When you read how they word it, they say, the roommates got home at 1, they woke up the next day. Doesn't that have a feeling that they've left a lot out of that story? Because we've all heard it. They heard noises and locked their doors. There's probably a lot more going on in the middle there, you know? Is it possible that they even saw somebody? They heard something, right? They heard noises, they locked their doors, and man, maybe they went to sleep even and heard noises throughout the night. Because if they heard noises, guess what? That was at 3 to 3:30, 3 to 4, I mean. And they got home at 1, so that means that they were kind of awake. And you know, is it possible? How about this? Oh, I don't like that term, is it possible? I'll say this. I think they came home at 1, heard some noises later, walked up those stairs, and it was kind of dark in there, and saw something and heard noises, then went downstairs, locked their doors, and just kind of, you know, they weren't sure what they saw. And, you know, like a college student doesn't really want to get police involved because you just never know. And so they locked their doors, and they probably saw a bunch, saw something, heard something, and then in the morning, they finally kind of listened around. They didn't hear any noise. Then one of them crept out of the room, went up the stairs, looked down the hallway, and saw probably, you know, let's just say Ethan on the ground, and were just freaked out. And they just backed down their stairs and started calling friends. Can you come over and look? You know, I don't want to look. I mean, you know, I just heard some weird. And I bet you anything that those friends told all the other friends what they had heard and seen throughout the night. And on that 911 call is all the friends telling the 911 operator about all of the things they heard and the sightings and things like that. And that's why we're not going to get to hear the 911 call, because it has all this detail in it that law enforcement's using currently. That makes sense? That kind of explains the whole thing with that. I bet you anything that is how it went. Right there. Everyone wants to make it into something. Ooh, the girls, ooh, and the friends. Screw that shit, you guys. They have nothing to do with any of it. All right? None of the people that were over there, and neither of the roommates have anything to do with the murders. Okay? That's how it went down. And I bet money that it's something similar to what I just said.
We cannot actually. We know nothing about that whole phone call. We've asked, and it's, I mean, I know that a lot of people want to know, but that's just not our agenda. We just are like, somebody called 911, somebody was reported unconscious. We don't really know. I mean, we've heard so many different things, and nothing has been clarified or been told to us at all. And I mean, I don't know if I personally have asked anything about that. I don't know if you have asked that, but we know that this is getting 3 weeks in, and it's starting to get, we don't want it to go cold. We're reaching out. I've reached out to friends down in California today.
Who?
That have connections that we're hoping to raise some money to get a reward, to get a private investigator.
Third party.
Why go the private route? Do y'all worry that at the end of this week that this case may be
100%.
cold?
We're scared.
When you tell me you don't want a photo up there with the reward offering information, that kind of sounds like you're trying to like suppress the story. I mean, why do you not need help? But hey, I could be wrong, and you officers, I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I want
That this case may be...
Hey, Tosh just typed in, hey, it reminds me of the Napa Valley homicides in 2004. 2 roommates killed, 1 survived. Yeah, I think we were looking at that the other day in Discord or something. The one who survived did not wake up immediately. I think these ones, they were awake. I think they... I wouldn't be surprised at all if they barely slept at all that night.
May be cold.
We're scared.
When you tell me you don't want a photo up there with the reward offering information, that kind of sounds like you're trying to like suppress the story. I mean, why do you not need help? But hey, I could be wrong, and you officers, I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I want to.
Absolutely.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But if you don't have the information, people do know.
Hey, by the way, would everybody just take the time? It's very simple. Right now, just hit the like button. Okay? It's very easy. I'd like to avoid playing the auctioneer sound. You know, just stop what you're doing. We have 1,500 people watching and 300 likes. Okay? When you go onto these YouTube channels, if you're not going to help support the channel financially or become channel members or anything like that, you could at least hit the like button, share, that kind of thing. Okay? All right. Thank you.
If they don't, then you know, the community, this is a community that is IT based. These guys live a digital footprint like we've never. All of us older people, we don't know how much that digital footprint could be helpful. So that's what we ask for. I hope like a DNA, family lineage, if they could come out here and just start taking this town.
Yeah, I wonder if he watches my show, because I was talking about genetic genealogy like 2 weeks ago.
It's not that big. We could figure out.
And I tell you, like I said, they need to have, in the FBI, they need to have a fast track genealogy department. Like literally, it only takes a very small amount of time to get a piece of fresh DNA to sequence that thing. You can do it in a day. I mean, it doesn't take that long. Once it's sequenced, you then have a contract with a company like Bioinformatics where they drop everything and they quickly get that set up to set into GEDmatch. And probably within 2 or 3 days, you could have the actual person's DNA in a database and genealogists already working on it. And they're quick as hell, some of these people. And I don't really understand why that isn't a bigger deal. It's like, that's not fun for us. We want to just, do the traditional stuff for months. And then if we get stuck, we'll try that. Why not just do it first? I would just do that first thing, right out of the gate. Wow, we got a DNA right here. This blood right here does not match any of the 4 deceased roommates, nor the 2 that were living here. This is likely from the suspect. Boom, send it in. All right, we got the sequence. Send it over to Bioinformatics. Bam, upload it to GEDmatch. Okay, get 5 genealogists working on it at the same time. They'll share information. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, there it is. Joe Smith, right down the street. Yeah, but they don't do that.
this, and it might not be him, it might be a family member. We have family all going to the school together. You know, there's cousins, there's aunts, there's uncles. We could find this guy just with volunteers.
Lineage companies were,
Put Idaho on the map.
Christy, Steve, we're gonna stay on this case.
Thank you.
We're not going anywhere.
Thank you.
You guys have been candid with us. We'll keep asking questions. Any resource that we have available, our audience is praying for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. It was big for you guys to come back to Moscow tonight. I know it took a lot of courage to do it, and I'm hoping we can get some answers for you. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Huh. Hey, I think he's doing pretty good in general. That reporter, he's been on Fox News for years. I've watched him, pretty much go through all of the different stages. Now he's, on a pretty big stage. So good for him.
Dozens of tips and.
All right, so these links are in the description. That was Fox News. This is News Nation with an interview with the same parents again.
Acting differently
with Brian
since the murders. I mean, is there anyone that you have a weird feeling about that the girls knew or that comes to mind?
Yeah, I would say not in the immediate circle by any means, but a few of the names that have been circulating around, I think it's hard not to kind of dig into this, and I don't know how much of that is just because we have so little information from law enforcement and how much of it really is, a sister or a father's intuition.
Can you elaborate at all? I don't know. You don't have to give a name, but I mean, is it someone that she knew, or?
I have something to say about that. I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were cleared very fast.
So it says there's a couple individuals that were cleared really fast. Guess who she's referring to? Apparently, not Jack, the ex-boyfriend, but the person that was looking. There's only two other people that we know of that were cleared. That's the driver, the private driver that drove them home, and the guy that was following them to the food cart and walked away. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I just said that, Viv Photography. Thank you. Yeah, just said that.
That may not. Maybe he shouldn't have been. And
She had the strong alibi.
Just really fast.
If you can dismiss
an hour later, and we're like, what? And I don't know. I don't know anything about those individuals. I just know they were people that definitely should have been looked at, and
I don't know what would prevent you from sharing somebody's alibi.
Yeah, I think that's what we're struggling with. So it's like, we know what we know. We've, fought for.
No, we don't refer to the food truck guy as FTG, okay? Only the idiots on Reddit and in the Facebook groups start doing that shit, okay? You just call him the food truck guy if you feel like it. That's it, man. There's no, I'm so hip and cool, everybody. It's FTG. And we're also going to be referring to, you can do what you want, okay? That's not happening here.
For Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, and we still stand that way, so I did just kind of want to clear that up while we're talking through this.
One of the things that I think is weird is how many times they keep trying to placate, discount Jack, the boyfriend of Kaylee. I mean, how many times do you have to do this? They do it as many times. It's almost like somebody told them, can you do this for us? Make him feel comfortable. I got to be honest with you. It's having the effect of making him seem more guilty. Isn't that weird? That's what it seems like to me. And it's how they just keep saying it over and over and over and over again. It's like, can you just... You cleared him. Law enforcement said that at this time... He's not anybody of interest. You guys have done it, and now you're still saying it again. It's.
So it's like, we know what we know. We've, fought for Jack, Kaylee's boyfriend, and, we still stand that way. So I did just kind of want to clear that up while we're talking through this ambiguity that, that's not what we're honing in on here.
We don't want to make more victims out of innocent people.
Exactly.
We definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that part here. But you know, you're seeing ambiguity and people. I mean, you did just mention that they may have cleared a couple of people too quick, but they want to make sure that we know that they're not talking about Jack. I mean, you could look at it like that, but man, it's like every single time. You know?
And so what the also within a
or he had fixed it or something.
Okay, that's about it. Yeah, we know that these walls have eyes. We went over that for 1,000,000 times. I had a theory in the case that involved, it was Jack, you know, it was Jack, right? My theory was that they broke up, then, you know, he sees her out with some other people at the bar that they were at earlier in the evening, and then he comes over to the house maybe at around 2:15, and there's some argument with all the other roommates that were awake, Kaylee, Madison, Zaina, and Ethan, and they're all awake. And maybe when he left, he says, "I hate all of you," and he's leaving. And then that's why Kaylee tried calling him at 2:26, and all the way up until 2:44. Then he's not answering my phone. Hey, Madison, can you try? Maybe he's monitoring, and he doesn't want to answer my calls. So then Madison calls at 2:44, and she calls him all the way up until 2:52 3 different times. Then that doesn't work, and then Kaylee tried one more time with no answer, and then they end up going to bed, and then maybe he came back over, and he was going to exact revenge on all the people that he blamed for him not being with the girlfriend anymore, Kaylee. All right? And by the way, we're in one of those ridiculous lulls again, everybody, the last half hour or so. So if you want to help support the channel, that'd be fantastic. With 1,500 people watching, seems like we should have pretty good nights. All right, this is the last 3 months we've really kicked some ass on charity and on the channel, supporting the channel here. We've given $8,000 2 months in a row from the income from the channel. You know, sometimes just think of the creators that do these shows for you guys for hours and hours and hours, like a cup of coffee or a steak dinner, whichever one you feel like. Okay, it's pretty simple. Is there evidence that you have saying Jack was there? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ryan. That's just a theory that I had. He lives in the town. He wasn't out of town. And he was there. And apparently he says he was sleeping when they called. So he's definitely in town there. He didn't answer the phone one time. Hey, thank you, Jen Baird. Appreciate it. You got all these people that wildly speculate. And then when you speculate on something that's absolutely reasonable based on the information that was given at the time, all of a sudden, oh, well, we need to have every little, all I'm saying is it was based on information. Okay? They had broken up. They had been together for his whole life almost. And she's very pretty and he's kind of normal, just an average person. And he probably thought there's just, law enforcement obviously had their eye on him for a little bit too. Okay? Because the family said, I don't know why they're looking at this guy. He didn't do anything. And they wouldn't have said that if they weren't looking at it, right? Yeah, he was at the memorial, yeah. Yeah, doesn't mean a damn thing. Different coffee. Hey, thanks, Bama Forever. And Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming sub Crystal. The longest name in YouTube history. Thank you. So anyways, that was a theory that I put in a video like a month ago. Or however long ago. I don't even remember. Not a month ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago. And then I took it down after they cleared him. Because it's kind of like, yeah. But that's just a theory that I had with... And it's just... It could be anything else too. It was just a theory based on information given and what seemed to have happened, because I think it's odd that the 4 people that were killed were the 4 people that were awake at around 1:45 to 1:56. They were all home right around that time. That means they were probably still awake around 2:15, 2:20. The other 2 girls got home at 1, and they're still alive. So were they only spared because maybe they locked their doors and the killer never went down there? Or did something happen with the 4 that were up later that led to their deaths? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a kind of an odd... I could do a poll maybe on that one, see what happens. Thank you, Pink Panda. Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's see, poll. No, wait. Let's see. There's not enough space. Okay, that might... There we go. That's about as good as I can do shortening it up. Okay, why were the 2 roommates spared? Lock their doors, not targets because of events later. So, later... Thanks, Pink Panda. Thanks, Delphi. I'm just look at it. So most of you think it's because they locked their doors. I don't. I think it might also be that that's just not where the killer came in. 2nd floor, went upstairs, 2nd floor out. So it's also, if I had space for 3, I would have put that in there too. Dad gave Jack D a cold look at the vigil. Nah, so that's all bullshit. I watched people trying to make it look like that. He didn't do it. That's just total crap, DR Piper. I was watching that. And that's not who they were talking about. You even missed who they were talking about. They were talking about how Jack looked at the father. You know, that's what they were talking about. And it's like, see, you guys, don't pretend that you are body language experts, okay? That kind of stuff is ludicrous. All right? Just go with the facts and information in the cases. And, you know, let the so-called body language real experts do what they do after the fact, and they're always right. Don't worry about that. Oh, did you see the way? God, just creates so much misinformation and false information when people do that. How could this case be taking so long? Because they don't have the killer yet. They might be interested in somebody, for sure. Yeah, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button out there, you guys. Let's get moving out there. So if you're out there and you like true crime discussed in a rational way, where it's not crazy, wacko conspiracy theory one after another, just for views and subs, and always talking about nonsensical things, then this is a place to be. All right? It might be boring for you, of course, because it's not, you know, it's not reality television sort of conversations. It's like, what makes more sense here given this information? Yeah. Yeah, so that would be more the third choice if I had a third choice. Let me actually, since it wasn't even open, I'll do the poll again here. All right, so I'm going to do a third. I'm going to close this one down. I had 364 locked doors. Not targets because of an event. And then the last one is killer didn't go downstairs. Yeah, didn't go downstairs at all. Because if you think that if the doors were locked and that's why the killer didn't go in there, then he necessarily would have came over and jiggled the door handles, correct? And we don't know that that's true. We haven't heard anything about that. I don't know about that, Malia. You know, the other ones were asleep already too, right? So the lights must have been off there. So that's not a good theory. Now look at the numbers, man. Now we're at 72. The killer didn't go downstairs. But you know what I'm saying when I say killer didn't go downstairs? I'm saying he just didn't even know that there was people down there either. Man, that one has the number 1. That's so weird too, because most of you said it was because they locked their doors on the other one. I thought you guys aren't voting consistently logically here. So you said on the other one, you said they didn't go downstairs because they locked their doors. They were not targets because of events. Later is what I think. But then you said, well, the killer didn't go downstairs. Well, then how could it be because they locked their doors? How would the killer know? What good would locking the doors have done if the killer never went downstairs? Do you understand how that just sort of doesn't work? Well, good for you, Plato. I was wondering, what did Plato? Did she change her vote? Locked door was a better choice. Yeah, but you said the other one, they had locked doors, therefore they weren't murdered. Well, most of the people now are saying, well, he didn't even go downstairs. So what difference did it make that the doors were locked at that point? You see what I'm saying? Oh boy, you guys. Oh boy. So locked doors, 15. Not targets because of an event. So I like that one now is beating out the locked door one. But then the killer didn't even go downstairs. So I guess some of those people could actually be part of the not targets because of an event. See, there's, again, I'm just going to repeat. There's only 2 ways. Well, there's 2 ways to look at it. There might be more ways. But you could look at it like, were Ethan, Zaina, Maddie, and Kaylee all killed because they were awake at a certain time when the killer came in, or he was there a little bit earlier because apparently they were all sleeping, but he had seen that those 4 came home or interacted with them at some point, or and that's why they were killed and the other 2 weren't because the killer knows that they didn't see him. Or was it just he came in the second floor, killed people on the second one, on the third, and then he left on the second floor? Like the first floor, he might not have ever come in or out of on the first floor. It also doesn't seem like law enforcement spent a lot of time on that first floor, right? Okay, I'm going to go use the facilities really quick so you can listen to some of that really cool jazz music. That everybody just loves so much.
I really do, Gray. I really do.
Oh, there's Blue. Blue and Chloe over there. The Love Boat, everybody, where you can also go on a nice little cruise ship with us, with Julie, Isaac, Captain Steubing, the Doc, and Isaac. Oh, and Gopher. Don't forget Gopher. I think I said Isaac already. What link? Jesus. Anyways, alright, see you. Alright.
That's
these
the other two as well.
Yes. I'm careful saying anything. So the officer support.
Oh, that's the same interview.
The FBI, everybody that's here.
Welcome, Stace on the case to Oogla Boogla Freak. I thought you already were a member here. Now you keep asking that WNC Granny over and over and over again. I just played the interviews that I'm aware of, and I'm not sure what the difference are. Yeah. Is this the other one?
Today marks 3 weeks by that. Said both now to
Oh, that's
Rachel
on
and then
earlier in the
We're
morning?
also hoping for justice to come sooner rather than later for your daughter. Before
Is that the one that you're sending?
we start this interview, I just want you to know how much our hearts go out to you. That I know
Thanks, Shelley,
from
yeah.
what I'm hearing from people everywhere that they are with you, they're praying for you, and they're also hoping for justice to come sooner rather than later for your daughter and her friends. You mentioned here, you talked about the manner in which Kaylee and Maddie were killed is different. And what does that tell you, and what are the police telling you that means?
There's a couple things that tell me.
And what does
mentioned here, he talked about the manner in which Kaylee and Maddie were killed.
That's not what he was saying. He didn't say the word manner.
Is different. And what does that tell you, and what are the police telling you that that means?
There's a couple things that tell me with common sense, but I'm not a professional, so I want to specify that. But they've said the entry point was the slider or the window. It was in the middle floor. So
Okay, there you go. Boom. That makes the most sense the whole time. The slider, you know, it's in the back. So somebody came in from behind, probably, because maybe that's why what, you know, when Kubi was saying earlier. I mean, I don't know if there's a camera that's shooting the house, right? But it could have been that there was a camera down the street a little bit that filmed the car coming back with Kaylee and Madison, so that's why they were able to figure out the time there.
Oh, to me, he doesn't have to go upstairs. His entry and exit are available without having to go upstairs or downstairs. Looks like he probably may have not gone down.
Okay, so that's the other one where he says he came in, he didn't have to go upstairs, meaning he could have just stayed. But see, that doesn't mean anything to me, though. Why did he kill Ethan and Zaina on the second floor? It doesn't really matter to me. You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that they're more like a target, though. Why did he kill Zaina and Ethan? To keep them quiet so they didn't hear anything? Or, you know, I don't know. I think they were all targeted for some reason.
Downstairs, we don't know that for sure, but he obviously went upstairs. So I'm using logic that he chose to go up there when he didn't have to, and I can kind of tell by my daughter's texts.
Oh, hey, Mag,
she did
jeez.
call 911. She wasn't.
Thank you. Man, I must have missed
saying
that.
anything along
Was I going to the
lines of,
bathroom?
Like she had heard something or she was in fear. So
Thank you.
I'm just putting the dots together. As far as the investigators, they're very tight-lipped and they're keeping everything close to their vest. And I understand that, and I'm probably not the right person to share all these things with. So I'm just trusting them that their case is super tight and they don't really need to reach out to the community and
Let me hear it again.
you know, all that. I'm not a professional, so I want to specify that, but they've said the entry point was the slider or the window. It was in the middle floor. So to me, he doesn't have to go upstairs. His entry and exit are available without having to go upstairs or downstairs. Looks like he probably may have not gone downstairs. We don't know that for sure.
Ah, see, that's what I was just saying a minute ago. You know, they never went down. He never went downstairs. But was that for what reason? Did he not go downstairs? I just said that a couple minutes ago.
Sure, but he obviously went upstairs. So I'm using logic that he chose to go up there when he didn't have to, and I can kind of tell by my daughter's texts, messages. She did call 911. She wasn't saying anything along the lines of like she had heard something or she was in fear. So I'm just putting the dots together. As far as the investigators, they're very tight-lipped and they're keeping everything close to their vest. And I understand that, and I'm probably not the right person to share all these things with. So I'm just trusting them that their case is super tight and they don't really need to reach out to the community. And, you know.
I bet you that somebody called him and said, I can't tell you the details, but I'm going to tell you we're really onto somebody. It's really tight here. You know, the terms that he just said. And it feels like somebody reached out to him after his frustration, gave him some clues, and that's probably even where he got, looks like they came into the sliding door type of stuff. So doesn't it sort of feel like that, or was this before? I don't know, because the show that he's on here is a really early morning show, but I bet the other one was last night, the other one. Yeah. I don't know if he's I don't think he's backtracking. I think he's literally saying what he said last night. He clumsily said things, but it's more clear what he's trying to say. So when you say he came into the house, here's the thing. They came into the house and he didn't have to go upstairs. Well, he also didn't have to go into the house or the second floor either, right? Like, he didn't have to do that, right? So when you say stuff like that, why does it necessarily mean that they're targets because they went upstairs, you know? Like, the only entrance he had was the second floor. If he came up on the third floor, would he have gone down to the second floor and killed those two people, right? So we don't really know. He might have more information, and if it says that maybe Kaylee or Madison were the targets, then we would know, okay, yeah, so he went in there. You know, what was the reasoning, though, that he killed? Because, again, I mean, let's look at it. I'll show you here. That's why it's so great to have these models here, because you can... I'll take off the roof. I'm never going to say that, man. It's roof to me, all right? You'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, so look at... Now, that's just how you get in. You could get in that way and go up the steps from the first floor, but forget that. Like, he never went down there. That's what I was thinking a couple of minutes ago. It's possible he never even made it down there. But I think one of the girls may have came up these stairs, the roommates down here, and saw or heard something at one point. Okay, so you come in through... Oh, yeah, so there it is. That's the sliding door right there. You come in, and I almost feel like I got to take off this one, too. 2B. No, that's not what I meant. I meant to do 3. Remove the third floor. I have all these weird little pieces I had to put in. But anyway, came through the sliding door right there. And then, this is what the person would have had to do. Okay, so just watch what's going on. I'll move it like this so you can kind of be aware of the three-dimensional. So here you come to the sliding door, and then you walk down this hallway here, then up one little step that takes you to the floor 2A, then down this hallway here, and then you kill Zaina and Ethan. But see, they're so out of the way too. You know, they're just as out of the way, in my opinion, as Madison and Kaylee are. Don't you guys agree with that? I mean, look how out of the way. You come in the sliding door, you go all the way over here, go up the steps, way back down this, this hallway here, kill them, then come back out. Then you go up these stairs right here. Now, then we'll get that all unhid. Now, let me get rid of the roof again. So then you go up the stairs. So it's like this. Oops. And what did I just do there? Okay. Yeah, come up those stairs, and then at the top of the stairs, you take a hard right, because apparently this isn't the room over here. Take a hard right, and then go inside this room over here, and kill Kaylee and Madison. Then you come back out this door, go down. What are you talking about, Marty? What don't you agree with, Marty? Anyways, goes down the stairs, comes out, and then takes a left. So you would go down, and then there's a left that you would take. Again, we've already showed that. And it goes into the kitchen, and then you exit out the sliding glass door. No, it's not live, Siftus. It's not live. I knew that you would be here, though. So I thought it'd be pretty funny if I just mentioned your name, and then you'd say, "Oh, wow, he's a psychic." Oh, Plato. Jesus, you guys just ruined the jokes. Candalee Woodward Stone. Thank you. Man, you guys are such joke killers, man. I swear, Mag. Come on, you guys. It was a good one. Wow, he's psychic. He knew a guy named Siftus was showing up tonight. It's unbelievable. man, I could have really built my cred up to be, yeah, spirit box reader, all that stuff. Yeah, you even step on your own jokes. I mean, Plato is a walking. If I was you, I would have that as your ringtone, Plato. That one, every time somebody calls, it's almost automatic that the drum roll will happen. Every time you call Plato, it's hello? Oh man, you gotta admit that would be pretty good. Yeah, so basically it's all right here. You could almost get rid of this entire... Well, no, because... So don't you think it's also really out of the way? Well, let me do a poll here. I'll get back to that interview in a minute. All right, so here's the poll question. Hey, Kit Kat, how's it going? All right. Nothing better than a Kit Kat bar, they say. Yeah, but you see, I actually think, you know what I think? I think Zaina and Ethan's room, did I do that right? Yeah, is way more out of the way. Way more out of the way. Because you're literally walking through the home and you think to take a left in this opening here, and then you come down here and you go all the way down this hallway here and into the room and kill them. Then you come back out. But if you originally, when you came into the sliding door, you merely just go up the stairs, take a quick right, there's a room. So saying, oh, all you had to do was go up, he went up the stairs, therefore they were targets, man. I don't know. I really don't know about that. Now, there might be more information that's been provided to people out there where they know that that's the target. But I'm just saying, based on the locations of their rooms, you can't say that at all. No, we really don't know. All right, so anyway, let's get back to this. I'll rewind it a little bit.
I can kind of tell by my daughter's texts, messages. She didn't call 911. She wasn't saying anything along the lines of like she
wasn't worried or anything.
Yeah. She was in fear. So
that's what we were saying at the very beginning. They were all asleep. They weren't scared of a damn thing. You know, maybe there was somebody that was there earlier and they left. And they went to bed like they normally would. Oh, these people, they come in and out of our home. It's a party home. And they go to sleep. They actually fell asleep, it sounds like. It's hard to fall asleep when you're scared of something. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I'm just putting the dots together. As far as the investigators...
Here's what I think. I think they were all sleeping. I think that the other two roommates that lived were asleep. I think Kaylee and Madison were asleep. And I think Zaina and Ethan were all asleep. Everybody was asleep in the home. And then when the killings started with Zaina and Ethan, the two roommates that lived just below them heard rustling and noises, and it freaked them out. They may have came up the stairs and saw somebody, and they were like, oh shit. And they went down and locked their doors, but they weren't willing to call the police because they didn't know what was really going on up there. Okay? That's who they heard. Well, I mean, because look at the way it's laid out right here. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's this roommate that lived in this room that is the one that called the friends over later. Because this friend over here may have been absolutely oblivious over here and just locked your door normally. This one over here is right below, literally just below Ethan and Zaino's room. So you could imagine if there was some really loud something going on, she might have came up and just looked down there and just heard a lot of stuff going on. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. and went back downstairs, locked her door, and didn't really sleep good and kept hearing some noises. Then the killer left their room and went up to Madison and Kaylee's room upstairs and killed them, and then went out came down, and then instead of going up through this stairs here, there's actually a hallway that goes down here into the kitchen and went back out the sliding door. You see how having the map up really allows you to speculate a little bit more reasonably here? This roommate right here would have absolutely heard what went above, right there, okay? All right.
They're very tight-lipped, and they're keeping everything close
Well,
to their
thank you,
vest.
Elle.
I understand that, and I'm probably not the right person to share all these things with. So I'm just trusting them that their case is super tight, and they don't really need to reach out to the community, and you know, all the evidence is right there in that home.
So, Steve, and I want to be respectful, as I can tell you're trying to walk this tightrope as well with law enforcement, but the desire to know and get some type of action as well. You've said both now to Rachel and then in the clip in your appearance with Lawrence Jones that your daughter and Maddie had different means or manner of attack.
Well, thanks, Angel.
And that suggests one of them was targeted. Can you share with us, do you know, and you can't share either way, which one was targeted?
I can't. I asked for permission to do just that, and they said no.
See, he now knows. After last night's show on Fox News, the law enforcement probably realized sort of how we felt for him, like, man, he deserves to get to know something. They now told him who the target was, and that's why today he's out here saying exactly what he's saying, and now you know what's ironic here? How he's acting right now is exactly how I was saying he would act if they gave him the information and let him know how the investigation's going, what they're doing right now. He'd still be able to talk, but he wouldn't say a damn thing about anything like that. And that's exactly what's going on. They finally gave him some pieces of information.
I probably disclosed information that they wish I wouldn't have said. But the story's going cold. There's less people coming to Moscow. I'm not going to go sleep in my bed knowing that I could get up and I could go to town and I could do something. And I'm not going to go away. And I hate to be a pain, but as a father, I just can't even sleep thinking that I could be doing something. So
such a crazy story, man. Just think about it since the beginning.
Wow. Let me ask the flip side too. You're being respectful toward police about the fact that they need to be tight-lipped. But if there was something you felt like you deserved to know or you should know as a father at this point, are there questions you have unresolved from the police that you feel like, hey, just throw me a bone here and let me know?
For sure. I mean, alibis. Just share the alibi. If you're not sharing an alibi, to me, it tells me that you're not 100% confident that it's going to stick, or you have somebody who's going to come forward and say, hey, I don't know what he told you or that person's alibi was, but I have this information. I have something. So if you don't share the alibi, it makes it a little bit harder for us to just let those go. And I've said it before, I don't want to make victims out of just bystanders and witnesses. So I just share those things, and that would help.
Steve, do you get the sense that you're being asked to not talk more and that law enforcement is being so tight-lipped to protect an investigation that is honing in on a conclusion, or because they're totally lost and there is no real sense of direction? And I think all of us, we want to trust law enforcement. We want them to do their job. But I don't know if you know. I have no idea. Is this thing honing in at this point, or is it scattered all over the place?
Can't answer that.
Wish I knew for sure. I did sit down with the investigator, the lead investigator.
See, there you go. See? Boom.
I looked in his eyes, and I got a sense that this guy was going to do everything in his power to figure something out. But if the evidence isn't there, That's the part that I'm concerned. And then there's layers of separation. The communication is not the same as the boots on ground. All the officers that are out on the streets, those guys that are working their tails off, but there's a different person who does the communication, and that guy's sitting with the lawyer, and that guy's sitting there telling him, you know, you got to protect things that are beyond the case, like the town and the community and the college itself.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about
those don't
that.
matter as much to me.
I
I
wouldn't.
definitely don't want to hurt them, but I have an agenda, and I think it's pretty clear. It's these two girls, and that's what I'm working for, and I'm not going to let that story fall apart just because they don't want wanted posters, you know, on their next rush of students that come into town.
Wow. You know, I have to say, Steve, I hadn't really considered those factors, but it's obvious that that would be a consideration for the communications director of the police department and also the PR for the school and the town. Are you communicating with the parents of the other victims? Are they feeling as frustrated as you are? And I hate to ask a two-part question, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do you feel confident in the police investigation and the people investigating right now?
I do not feel confident, and that's why I push the envelope and say a little bit more. I hate to be that guy, but you know, there's a job to do for everybody. Has a job and a role to play, and this includes, this is my role as the parent. I have talked to obviously Maddie's mother and her father,
Doesn't feel
and
confident.
I've talked to Xana's father, and he said, hey, you can speak on behalf and you can help push this narrative. So I feel confident there. That's as far as the real communications that I have. So one family have missed out to being able to be in the same location and the same thing to really get on the same page. So I try not to mention that and stay within my lane of what is my role. And I'm not trying to just gear it all to my daughter. It's just I can't speak for other people.
Yeah. Steve, before we let you go, just share a little bit with our audience about Kaylee.
Kaylee was amazing, hard worker. She was like, she hung out with two boys, her brother and her cousin, and she was right in between them. She wanted to be faster than them. She was that girl that was like really like, she was kind of like a Punky Brewster type girl. And we missed out on a really smart person that was going to be a little conservative. She was conservative too. She was always looking up stories on child, you know, getting trafficked, and she was telling me that she thinks it's a lot bigger than people understand.
Wow,
So,
that's exactly what we say all the
you know,
time.
we can't replace her, guys. There's no replacing any one of these people.
Steve, we're all parents on this couch, and I just can't tell you how much we feel for you, and can't imagine what you're going through, you and your whole family. And I know that you came on the show today because you're hoping that people that might have information, you're hoping that more information come forward. And so we encourage anybody to call 208-883-7180. The phone number is on the screen right now. And I've heard you say it before, Steve, it could be anything. You have no idea how small the piece of information could be that could help.
You know, and Steve, good on you for agitating.
Yes.
We need more men and fathers willing to do precisely what you're doing, keeping people honest and working toward a solution. God bless you.
You're doing your daughter's memory proud, and frankly, you're an amazing example of fatherhood, even after something tragic like this happened to her. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Our hearts are with those families as we stay on the top of this horrifying case. We'll be right back.
Today.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. All right. Is that breaking news? Probably already. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Do you guys want me to do this for a minute? So I was kind of making some good progress just on that first portion. Goes through the sliding door. So this is how you get to Zana and Ethan. Why would you do that? I mean, what a weird thing to do. If you're there to get Kaylee and Madison, who are way up and out of the way, wouldn't you just go right up those stairs? Right then? Yeah, who knows at this point. I'll just do it till I get to the... No, that was right. Yeah. What's this one? Just gotta go down to the hallway now. Oops. Oh, that was so close to what I did before. Weird. Funny. So that means you went to the door, so I gotta move the door opening to a little different spot. Oh, actually before that. But maybe there. Oh, cool. That's right on it. Look at that. It's a little too low here. Okay. So since I haven't gone up and down with it, did I go through that? Oh, that's so this would have been up one. I'm just going to make this a little higher. Turn off this. And then put the camera a little higher to start with. Yeah. So anyways, that's how it is to get to Ethan and Zaina's room. You come through the sliding glass door, go down the hallway. Now right there, you could have taken a right to go up to Madison and Kaylee's room, but you didn't. Took a step up here, went around a corner, and then through this door and killed Zaina and Ethan. Alright, so that's why, to me, that's way out of the way. 3 of the people killed were witnesses. Huh? Yeah, maybe. That's what we said originally. That's when the boyfriend was the suspect. Yep. Anything else, you guys? Do people want to call in about this or anything? Or I could do it. Let me put Zoom in there. That's interesting now. So we now know we can eliminate the first floor, entered through the sliding glass door on the second floor. So again, remember those stools that were on the ground? Obviously law enforcement put those there. You know, they probably couldn't find a dowel sitting around, so they used the chairs. And if you're out there, hit the subscribe button. It's really easy. You hit the subscribe button. It doesn't require you to do a damn thing other than that button. And hit the notification bell so that when we do shows, you'll get notified. Sound good? Wasn't the boyfriend cleared? Yeah, they sort of cleared him. Yeah. It took him a while though. They were looking into him. So they said that they cleared him. It's just interesting how often the family keeps clearing him. It almost has a feel to it where... Well, why do they give any information, Marty? They haven't given any information about anything. They didn't say who the driver was or where the driver lived or where they went to or anything.
Recording in progress.
All right, I'm gonna open up those phones. I did want to get to my full-on Delphi theory at some point, but maybe tonight. Might not get there. Who knows? But I think even if I had a half hour at the end, I could do it. Try to get some new callers tonight, though. People that haven't called before and have different thoughts. Wouldn't that be great? There we go. Let me get the numbers on the screen now. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. There's a number if you want to call in and talk about this case. Let's try to get some new people to call in, though. Instead of the same ones every single time. Alright, what do you got? Welcome, Scott Adams. Yeah. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's Maddie's boyfriend that was in Boise, not Kaylee. People keep saying that over and over and over and over again. He has nothing to do with anything. The thing is they cleared Kaylee's boyfriend, but he checks almost every box that you would think of in a case just like this. And I'm not talking about like how he is or anything like that. I'm just talking about you can picture a motive on there, and it would and stuff like that happens often, where somebody was dating somebody and they go nuts when they realize that they're likely losing that person. All right, 949. Hello. Did that work? Oh, that didn't work. 949, what's going on? How come it's not admitting the person? Oh, there you go. I'll try it again. There you go.
Hey, Greg.
Yep.
Mark from California, the
Hey.
golfing pro.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I was listening. I was catching up to other videos, and now I've noticed the dad called in, and you separated when he was upset, and then seemed like he was being told information.
Mm-hmm.
And the first clip, he was upset about didn't have to go up the stairs, and I was wondering maybe he was telling us that the person that was maybe overkilled was in the second floor, and
well, that's what he said on the second one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if maybe they're focusing more on the frat where they came from, the party. Maybe the direction of the investigation is completely changing, or I don't know. You can learn a lot from what he said that first clip. And
Well, I thought you could learn more on the second one. The first one, he was kind of all over the place, and it was hard to tell what he was saying.
Well, and you add what he says, that he says something in the second clip about him might be saying too much, and the only part where we were suspicious about was what does up the stairs mean, or he didn't have to go up the stairs.
Yeah.
So he's telling maybe the person that was overkilled was on the second floor, and those were the two people that went to the frat party, and that was my first initial thought. I mean,
Yeah, except everybody, the way it sounds now is that he thought, well, I mean, that's what I was thinking a minute ago, that he didn't need to go upstairs to do what he came there to do, which means he would have killed Ethan and Zena, so why the hell did he go upstairs? That's what I thought. But on the second interview, it sounded like he was saying the exact opposite, like almost like he, you know, I mean, but you could take that two different ways. Like he didn't have to go upstairs, and he did, so they must have been the target. Yeah.
Yeah, he was so upset that first call with that interview, and I learned a lot from that, because when he kind of backed away and didn't give any information, but he was clarifying, I'm not the person that you should probably tell this stuff to. Well, he's already told us what we needed to hear. He shouldn't have to go up the stairs. So the person that was overkill was on the second floor. And what I mean by overkill is like killed differently. And I don't know the terms they're called, but I just caught that really interesting, that he might have revealed what the investigators are now focused on. And I don't know if I'm accurate or not. It's really, I'm learning it through you. I stopped watching all those other channels, so I get so many damn. Oh, it's crazy. On my YouTube channel is like, I'm like, no, where's Gray?
Yeah, well, we just try to do it like where it's rational here, instead of pretending, you know, the way somebody's looking at somebody, or, you know, it's just, that seems like that's so, you know, all the rage, you know, how is that person looking at somebody? They must be guilty. You know, it's really boring.
Well, that was me in the food court. I called in when I was telling you about my theory about that, and I was completely off.
Yeah, well, the food court's different, because it's not just the way he's looking. There's a guy that's in the background. I don't think that's unreasonable to look at that guy differently.
But now I feel like the father might have exposed the fact that maybe, I mean, obviously they went up the stairs and did what they did, and that means maybe the person that was killed differently was in the second floor, and that's why the roommate below might have heard, you know, the commotion, and you know, I'm just wondering. I just like I'm dragged into it now. I'm hooked, and it's just like golf. You know, once you get hooked, you just got to go practice every day, and you got to get your dose of Gray.
Yeah, I did. Hey, I did used to go to the range more than I do now. I can tell you that.
Clean those shoes that you got at the charity tournament, because I saw they were all muddy and they'll never.
Well, I bought them before I played in it because it was so cold. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you got them as a tea prize, maybe.
No, they gave us like a card. We got $75 a piece. It wasn't a big deal.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
that's not bad. It doesn't cover the shoes, but.
No.
All right. You get back to your great work. I'm learning your channel. I do notice that the chat's like 4 seconds behind. You know, your TV, your calls are 2 seconds behind, and I stopped chatting because I'm not getting. I just rather talk to you, just give you my theory, and then be gone. So I really appreciate everything. Keep it up.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one. All right, bye.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Just reported Kaylee's wounds significantly more brutal. Right. Well, see, doesn't that just sort of throw back in? It's either the stalker or somebody else really. But we don't know if that's true or not, right, Mom Bear? I mean, do we really know? Where did they get the information from? And maybe it's true, and that's why Kaylee's parents are acting, the father's acting even more differently, because it's somebody associated with his daughter, and it's not just some random person. We don't know who had defensive wounds on them. No, it was Kaylee had defensive wounds. Yeah. That was at the beginning. So, you know. No, it wasn't. It was Zena that had defensive wounds. Because remember, it was her boyfriend, Ethan, was killed, and then it seems like that probably woke her up, and then she tried to fight. Yeah, I just said that, Amber. Yeah. I just said Zena, you guys. I said Zena. Can you give me 5 seconds to correct myself sometimes, instead of just being like so antsy to type something in? It's really amazing. I literally corrected myself in 5 seconds. And then everybody, ooh, it's Zana, it's Zana! You know, it's like, you can just pause for 2 seconds, right? Yeah, it's really simple. All right, let me get one of these. 445. Hello. Hello.
4-5.
Who's this?
Hello. Hello. 4-5.
Yeah, you gotta turn off the audio in the background. Hello. Ah, forget it. Jesus, I don't know what the hell was going on there, man. That was wow. 309. What's going on? Hello, 30.
How are you?
Yeah,
309. How you doing, Gary?
Yeah, not too bad. What's going on?
Well, out this Idaho deal, I have to agree with you about a few things, but one thing that I guess I kind of disagree on. I put it in a comment earlier on about the cold look that Kaylee's father gave to Jack there at leaving the podium.
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
You know, you said you watched that video, you saw it differently, and maybe we didn't see the same video. Maybe
yeah, it was one where his wife kind of hugged the boyfriend, and then he just kind of walked away. Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with anything.
Okay, well, I don't know. When you replied to the comment, I thought you said that the
yeah, it was. Go look at it. Go look at Jack. Jack stares right at the father the whole time. That is
no, and I agree with that. Yeah. He does. But at the same time, what I caught was the father seemed to be giving Jack a really cold look, like a quick cold look. You know, and it may be nothing, but it caught my eye. So I just wanted to throw that back in there. But as far as other things, I love the 3D modeling. Excellent work. It does give it gives an easier kind of picture of everything. And
yeah, I think it makes it easier to...
You're really good at it.
Well, thank you. I think it does. It allows you to see how things move around and how the movement would be, you know. Well, we don't really know exactly,
especially,
you know, but...
Yeah, especially with such an unconventional, home, the movement through it.
Yeah.
But, anyway, those were the couple little points I had. I'll let you go and move on to the next call.
All right. Hey.
Have a good night.
Well, thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Yep.
And I'm just flipping you guys crap that all typed in Xena. But, man, literally, just give me like 5 seconds, Like, it's hilarious. You guys are so fast. You guys are the fastest correctors in the history of the world. I was thinking, I think it was Kaylee. Then I went, no, that's not. No, it was Xana. It's like, bam, but you're already... It's amazing. Yeah, there's like double shit. Darn it. How's that look? Oh yeah, coming around, boom, gonna go in that door. Probably would be a little higher though, but anyways, it is what it is. Through the sliding glass door, take a hard left. Goes in and kills Xena and Ethan. Then leaves, goes up the stairs, and then boom, right here is Madison and Kaylee's room. All right, 445, you're on.
Kaylee's room. All right, 445.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Not much. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? It's Brian C. Brian now.
Oh, yeah? What's going on?
Yeah, I called a couple months ago. How you doing?
Ah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. I'm so happy I found your show because you're the only true crime channel I watch. Because them other channels, you mentioned on the show, like the trolls and like anything to get subs. That's what's one thing I like about your channel. You tell people to unsubscribe from your channel because you care more about people than money. You donate money to charity. What other true crime channels do that? I don't know any other ones that do that. Do they?
I mean, some give here and there, whatever. I mean, I don't think we do like a massive amount. That's the difference.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking you a question, you went to college, right?
Yep.
And what did you get a degree in?
Well, it's I went to college for a degree in communications, which is what I do now. And then I went to then after college, I learned computer skills at a different, like one of those little. Like a 6 month college. So I learned how to use computers because that. And then I went to the Art Institute for 2 years, and I learned how to do animation and media arts. And then I left to start my own little videography company that fizzled and burned.
Good for you.
And then I started doing YouTube. But I've been following true crime, and I realized that the skills that I have in animation and modeling I could use to help show people what's going on. So.
Yeah, great. That's it. You would have made a great detective, I'm telling you.
Well,
you just are so smart and you stick to the facts. I really think you could have made a great detective.
Well,
and a 3D model of the Idaho 4 case, the house you made, great. That took a lot of skill. That's serious. I like the way you made that look.
Yeah, well, I'm still working on it, actually. So.
Yeah, exactly. I hope the case gets solved. I think it's somebody in the inner circle, like around the house, and I think the cops know who did it, and they're just keeping it under wraps. I think this case is going to get solved within the next week or two.
I'm sort of feeling that too, but you just never know.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Because it could be a random serial killer. You never know. You just don't know.
That would just make it.
And that's the crazy part about it. But that's like when you described that it was that guy, Richard Allen, was on the bridge. It wasn't Ron Logan. Ron Logan had nothing to do with that crime. Nothing to do with it.
Right.
The only other possibility is Keegan Klein. But I really think that it was just a lone wolf. Richard Allen killed them by himself, and Keegan Klein is just involved with the CP.
Well, I think the only way that Ron Logan could possibly be involved would be if he's not the bridge guy, but he had something to do with sort of somehow it being there or something. But there's no evidence whatsoever. I'm just throwing it out there. We don't know the rest of the case, but he's not the bridge guy. Where the PI the other day miraculously, the PI the other day miraculously saw a white mustache on him after the day before. I go, well, a week before I said, well, you definitely can't see the white mustache. You guys remember that? And all of a sudden he's on another show talking about, I can see the white mustache too. Yeah, bull crap.
Yeah,
you can't see shit.
Yeah, no. The guy on the bridge was Richard Allen. When you did that one video, it was him on the bridge. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad. I think the DA has more evidence, and I think he's going to take a plea deal to get the death penalty off the table. That's why I don't think this case is going to trial.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, because you don't want to put the family through that. That's here. Just take a plea deal, do your life in prison, don't get the death penalty, and just go from there.
Yeah.
Even though I think he deserves to die, killing 2 innocent girls.
Yeah.
And the reason he left the bullet there, this guy's a stupid criminal. You could tell, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I mean? He's not the smartest individual. He's just an idiot, and I'm just so glad. And if that just went to a regular cop, he would have been arrested. But he went to the other cop, the conservation cop?
Yeah, conservation officer.
Yeah, conservation officer. He went to him, and that file probably got buried. But if that could have got to the right people, Richard Allen, as soon as he did that, like you said, say, we caught this on the trail cam. Yeah, is that you? Handcuffs would have been on him that night.
Right, and it's such an easy thing to think of doing. Well, he
Yeah,
admits to
exactly.
being here.
When
If
you-
we
when
can
you
get him
said
to
that-
admit, he admits to being there. So let's see if we can get him to
Exactly.
admit that that's him on the bridge, and we know there's much more to
Exactly.
it, that he ordered them down
Oh
the
my
hill.
God, they would have had him. And do you know how much pain he put that family through for 5.5 years? Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, Scott, I'll let you get to the next call, Gray. It was good talking to you. Okay,
You
bud.
too. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for calling.
All right, you too, bud. Later.
708.
Hello, Gray.
Hello, who's this?
How's it going? It's One Shot from the chat.
Oh, One Shot. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, well, I already asked you that, so
Good.
it's going good. But anyways, what do you got?
All right, here's my thing. Okay, so I know that Kaylee loved her dog Murphy. I saw it was in the obituary and everything. So I was thinking, and there was a 911 call to that field, David's Field, at about 3:01 a.m.,
Yeah.
something around there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe, she went to let the dog out one more time, and somebody was watching her or knew she was going to let the dog out at the time. I'm not sure. You have the house drawn. You could see how that looks, where she would have to go. But I was thinking maybe, she let that, because then the calls to Jack happened. Then 7 calls happened right to Jack at around 2:52. So maybe she scared somebody off, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, why would there be a 911 call to that one and then it not lead to anything? I mean, wouldn't...
Well, we don't... Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that... I mean, there's so much crap that goes on college campuses, to be honest with you. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
I mean, it is
I mean,
close. It's
and
right
that-
there. It gives people to have something to talk about, for sure. Because it was at 3 in the
It's so
morning.
weird, because you know she's going to let her dog out one more time.
Well,
I have
maybe.
a dog. I
Yeah.
let my dog out without, there's no yard. The dog doesn't run away. It's a nice place. You feel safe. She has nothing to be threatened by. So who knows? Maybe the stalker seen her let the dog out and something happened, and that's why Jack was called. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to give a call. I've never called.
Oh, well, I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's hard for me to picture, like, she calls 911 because there's some weirdo, and then, and then they go over there, and then they don't even go to talk to her, and then the guy goes in later to kill them because she did that? Is that...
Yeah, but the 911 call, that they never found the guy. There was just like a guy in the field, and it was literally like Brian Enton walked it. It was like 30-second walk.
Yeah, I know where the field is. It's just right there.
But I don't know. That's just this case is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There aren't really a lot of cases like this at all.
No, because the boyfriend fits everything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he does.
Like, that was my first thought. That guy.
But apparently they've cleared him, so I guess we just go from there.
All right. Well,
I don't really know.
I'll let somebody. I'll let somebody get off a hold.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. One
Thank
shot.
You too.
All right. Have a good one. Bye. I'm just trying to get down these stairs really fast. I want to conclude the most likely trip here. All right, we're almost out, back down to the downstairs again. Oops. Yeah, look at that. Down the stairs, out. And forward. No, no, okay, not forward, because we've already done that, so it's... like that. And then I'm going to make it, it's kind of over here a little bit. Then into the kitchen, and slightly start turning a little bit. Then at 2000, crap. Like there, and out the door. So let's see how that works. Does it work good? Goes to the sliding door. Takes a left up that one little step that's over here and goes into Zena and Ethan's room. And once he goes into Ethan and Zena's room, he kills them. Then exits. And through down the one little step and then up the stairs to the 3rd floor. And then around the corner into Kaylee and Madison's room. Kills both of them. Then exits the room. Went through a wall there. And down the steps. And then a hard left. And then into the kitchen. And out the sliding glass door. Went through the wall again. But yeah, I mean, basically like that. Alright? That makes sense? Yeah, so I think everybody's out of the way here. Both places, they're out of the way. 513, you're on.
Hi, Gray. My name's Ashley. I'm also known as the Hamilton Blue Stars Robertson in the chat.
Oh yeah? Okay, cool. What's going on?
I was just going to see like what your thought was about the blood dripping down on the side of the house. I kind of thought that maybe like the killer put the knife there like while he was like changing or putting the knife away in his bag. What'd you think?
No, I don't. That's way too much blood for just a knife to have on it.
Okay, I just couldn't figure out.
I think
like,
I think it would be
house-
more likely that it's blood from, you know, the victim that was left in the room. Let's just say Zena or Ethan, we don't know which one is the one that maybe was out in the hallway, you know, bled out on a bed or over the bed, and the blood hit the ground and then it seeped through the walls and then down.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, it
I
doesn't.
just couldn't
It doesn't
figure
make
it out.
sense to have like a you know, you have a knife and you set the knife there, and then there's this massive amount of blood dripping through the. You know, a knife doesn't store that much blood on it. You know, it'd have some. You know, you wipe it off or whatever, but it's.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, that was my only thought.
Well, hey, you know what? At least it was a thought. You know, there's a lot of people out there that don't even think. All right.
Yeah.
So-
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. Was I mean? So you're gonna go, Gray? You're so mean. You're just. Well, no. That's what I think. I don't think that that's what that is. You know, that didn't make sense. Would you have worded it differently than me, you guys? See? Would you literally say something like, you know, it's possible, but you know, I just can't be like that. Anyways, it was a nice call though. No, it's not just for once, Sis Surf. Okay, I'm nice all the time. You just don't watch the show all the time. Okay, that's the reality of it. Actually, oh my God, I thought you were nice. Actually, 248.
Hi.
Your toe. Hello.
How are you tonight, Gray?
Not too bad. What's going on with you?
This is Lorette,
Yep, yep.
and I was calling to kind of discuss what I've been thinking about with this case. I am thinking that he went right upstairs. Then as he came down, Ethan came out from that back bedroom, and he just rushed him and killed him and then Xana.
Why do you think he rushed him? They said that they
Well,
were all asleep when they were attacked.
Well, that actually isn't what was said in the very beginning.
Well, this is what she said later. She said that one of them might, let's say you get attacked while you're sleeping, you might have lived longer and tried to get out and then collapsed or something.
Right. Well, it just made me think that, Ethan did kind of get up, but they were back behind, like, the laundry space, from what I could understand on the layout. And he just came out, like, saying, he thought he heard something, and then the guy he was going to get discovered, and he just rushed him.
Well, the laundry's on the
killing
first
him.
floor, so how did that happen?
Well, I thought their room was on the second floor, and they were back through a certain, even on your diagram, he's got to go down like a hallway to get to their room. And then Xana was fighting him off because he had, killed Ethan.
Yeah, I don't know
the
what.
last one.
Hold on, let me see. I kind of forgot what this. I thought this was a bathroom right here, but let me. If not, maybe that is. I don't know. Anyways, what else you got?
Well, that's what I got. I don't think he killed them first. I think he did go right upstairs.
Okay, then why would he go down there? Because they wouldn't have heard anything. It was way up, catty corner, way up there.
Yeah, I know. I saw where it was by your diagram, and I just think that Ethan heard something and started to come down, and he heard that and went over and just rushed him with the knife out in front of him, and it killed him. And then he killed Xana, and then he had all, he was clear for time and left.
Yeah.
They were all dead that he knew of. That's what I'm thinking. As far as the other two downstairs, I'm really not sure. And then, there's other theories out there that could be. Never know. But it makes more sense, and that it's looking better to be Jack or the neighbor.
Yeah, that's a bathroom. That's a bathroom. So they're nowhere near the laundry room or anything like that.
Okay.
That's down on the first floor. That's the bathroom next to them. Then there's a closet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I still think that he heard something and came out, or maybe he got up to go to the bathroom or something. But I don't think that they were killed first.
No, you said that you thought you said that Ethan and Xana were killed first.
No, the girls.
Oh, the
upstairs.
girls. Then coming down
Yeah.
and
Then coming down, that he heard
That's right, that's
noise, or maybe Ethan heard noise, and that he just rushed him right back into that bedroom, and then
I don't know.
killed Xana too. Yeah, I don't know, but that's my opinion anyway. And I wanted to put it out there.
Well, cool.
That's all.
There you go.
Let you go.
All right. Well,
Have a
thanks
good
for calling
night.
in. All right. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Lisa Murphy. Yeah, that won't matter. I'm not going to be any different. I could have 1 million subs and I'm going to be the same. Because that means I got 1 million subs liking the way I am. If you don't like my channel or anything, and you don't like my personality, then just get the hell out of here. I'm just not interested in having you around. I mean, who would want that? Oh man, that person hates my guts. I sure hope they watch my show. You know, I really don't care. Here's what I want. I want people that watch my show to actually like the show and me and appreciate the work and effort and information that I put out and discuss on the show. You know, not trolls sitting in the background, you know, waiting to type in something shitty or, you know, it's like, who gives a crap? I guess this is time for a purge. Listen, everybody. If you believe Sandy Hook is some weird inside job, with a girl with the brown hair, and it was a false flag operation, then get the hell out of here. You are a moron. If you believe that the earth is flat, you're not welcome here. You are a moron. If you believe that we've never landed on the moon, you are also a moron. Get the hell out of here, okay? And good night. Gosh, Gray, why can't I have a different opinion? Well, you can. You're just not welcome here. Do you understand? I need people that have brains here. Hey, thank you, Hamilton Blue Stars Robertson. Thanks for taking my... Oh, it wasn't embarrassing. I thought it was cool. Your son's laughing. Hey, don't laugh at your mom. Don't laugh at your mom. All right, here we go. 805, you're on.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Greg, this is Amy.
Well,
I go by AF.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Can you hold on a second? I gotta go find Greg. Hold on a second. Hey, Greg. Okay. Hey, Greg, are you around?
No, I want to talk to you.
Okay, my name is Gray. My name is Gray, like the color, Gray.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get hold of Greg over there. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I should put on my reading glasses. Okay, I want to talk about the grub truck scene. Okay, I've been looking at a lot. First of all, I think you've totally nailed it. I think you've got it. In fact, I'm not all nervous anymore. I think this thing's going to be solved. I think you've nailed it. It's a done deal.
What did I nail?
And especially,
What did I nail? That the case is going to get solved?
I think you figured it out with Jack DeCoeur.
Oh, well, I don't like to say people's names, but...
Okay, I'll say Jack D.
Well, you already said his name. But anyways, yeah, I just said that a while ago, but they cleared him, so... And they were looking into him themselves, but they apparently cleared him. But that's the theory. That's the only one that I have that made sense to me.
Well, it's a theory of mine, too, of course. We all say that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is they may have said they cleared him. I don't believe it for 1 minute. Because in that grub hub or grub truck meeting, you got the same hoodie as photos that you see.
Well, that's not him, though, in the grub hub shot.
I believe it is.
Well, but it isn't, though. That's the thing, you know. I know. The guy that you're looking at is Madison. He looks similar to Madison's boyfriend. Jack looks nothing like that guy. But Madison's boyfriend does have a similarity to the guy that was in the grub truck. Right?
That's what they're saying. But the thing is,
who's they?
Is that with the other guy, Kaylee's beau, same hoodie, same shoes, same skinny pants, same stance or gait when he walks, same hairline, same style, same baseball cap.
Not really sure what... Yeah, I mean, it looks more... To me, the person does look similar to Madison's boyfriend, but not Kaylee's.
Well, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of people out there, and I've been checking out photos myself of him, you know, hanging out with his mom. He's back into Coeur d'Alene, and he's got the same kind of brownish coat, but the real telltale sign is that hoodie. It's not just any kind of hoodie. It's real drapey. And you can see that same hoodie in photos after the 13th. That same hoodie that he wore underneath a jacket with the baseball cap on and over the baseball cap.
Mm.
Look again. It's pretty amazing. I feel, you had done a theory about the whole situation, the scenario. To me, it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, that part makes sense, just not what you're saying. Because the guy that's doesn't look anything like him. If you actually pulled out a picture of the guy that was there, I mean, Jack's pretty tall kid. He's like 6 something. The guy that's in that video, he looks like he's 5'8" to 5'11" or something. He's pretty short, and I don't know, just doesn't look like him to me. But hey, you never know, right? I mean, that's what we're doing.
I'll take another look, but whoever's in that grub truck video then is wearing his clothes and walks just like
Oh,
him.
come on.
And it's wearing
Oh,
his
God, here
suit.
we go, everybody. Are you kidding me? He's wearing his clothes?
Check it
He
out
borrowed
again.
his clothes to commit the murder, and then he... Oh, okay.
Well, I would
All
like
right.
to know where he was between the hours of... And they said that he was at the bar. He was at the corner bar gawking at the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And you can obviously see in this video that they don't want him around. He walks over in front of Kaylee.
Yeah, we know
like
all
he
that
tries
part.
to-
Yeah, we've gone over all that 100,000 times.
I know, but he's trying to trip her. Did you see that?
No, because he wasn't trying to trip her, so...
Well, look again. Look again. You got to watch it about 90 times like
Okay.
me.
Yeah, see,
Anyway.
that's where you have the problem, is that you watched it 90 times and your mind kept telling you, just like, when there's a cloud in the sky that and somebody goes, look at it's a bunny. Look, it's a bunny, everybody. And then you look at it the first few times and you go, I don't think it's a bunny. Let me look at it again. Let me look at that again. Oh, there they are, the big feet and it's even bouncing, and you're like, well, no, I didn't see it bouncing, but sure, yeah. Yeah, I think it's very similar to
I'm
that.
back.
Okay.
I'm going to call you back if I'm right, okay? You have
Okay.
another live show.
Well,
I'm going
yeah.
to call you back, and
All
I'm
right.
going to remind you what I said.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for
Okay,
calling in.
thank you.
You're on record. All right,
All right,
see you later.
bye.
No way, man. No chance. But, as you said earlier, Gray, you were so mean. I saw two or three of you type it in. I had to put that on pause because I was on the phone calls. Public service announcement, don't watch drama channels for true crime info and drink all the Kool-Aid. Right, there you go. That is a truth there. That is a truth. An absolute truth.
Gray, you're so mean.
I know. That's right. That's why I'm in prison, because I was thrown in there on 3 or 4 comments above, and now I'm back in the prison. So the guy that's on hold is up to you all out there to get me the hell out of here so that I can answer that phone call. Other than that, that's it. Significantly more brutal. Wow. Yeah, that fits if that's true, that's the exact theory. I guess you guys like having me in here. Oh, for Honeycrisp. Well, that isn't even to get me out. That's just for something to eat, so thank you. Caligal 3. Sew in again. Sew in again. What is that? Georgina Stuliker. And Simple Life Days. Oh, wow, look at that. Billy Juliana. I think because we don't know what Georgina's was. And then Simple Life Days got the 5 in there. And then Billy Juliana negated the 5, so we're still at 0. And then after that, we had One Shot 925 for a phone call. And then Francine got us to +5. And then, whoa, I think we're going to get out of here now. Kit Kat definitely helped out there. And then Bale G, sure, you're WNC Granny. Yeah, I get thrown in jail every show, right? I mean, sometimes for bad behavior or just for good measure. We don't really know. For the record, I was talking to someone on chat. I didn't say. I don't even know what you're talking about. Didn't name. Huh? Who are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, M10. And Dohickey. Wow. Dohickey. Second, gotta get you all in there. And Moofies. Thank you. I very appreciate it. 86753 and on Prison Tattoo Fund. There you go. I'll put one of your dog's face on my arm, okay? Actually, we'll put, what's that? Yeah, your dog's face. I was thinking of Genie, though. Your Gypsy. Thank you. Thank you guys for getting me out of here. Wow, it just keeps on going. Georgina Stoliker, you guys are awesome. Thanks. Georgina Stoliker, Scissor, Don't Drop the Soap, and Nenny C. All right, thanks. All right, let me get out of here. All right, and now we go up to the 208. That's for you.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
It's Gray.
Yep, that's me. Yep.
This is Robert. Hello, my name is Robert. I'm from Idaho.
What's going on, Robert?
And I was just calling in to see about, like the Moscow murder situation there. I'm not as equipped as other people are about this, but I was just wondering about the room that you were taking a hard ride on.
Mm-hmm.
That it was like Madison's room.
Yeah, that's what they're
I was
saying.
just wondering, so they're confirming that.
Well, the thing is the M and her pink boots are in that window.
Well, the only reason why I was saying that is because I seen on some kind of like pictures on either Daily Mail or something else was showing where when you zoom in, it almost looks like blood dripping down.
Yeah,
like
but that's in the but that's in the kitchen. That's below the sliding glass door, third door. Yeah, and then you would think, well, blood must have been coming from above down. And but the thing is Kaylee's dad said that her bed was undisturbed, so that would have been her bedroom, the sliding glass door one, unless I guess if Maddie I mean, why would you do that? Like move her stuff to a room that she's not using anymore? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still not absolutely 100% sure, but that's what it feels like. That's the answer now.
Yeah, there's just so much speculation going on. It's kind of hard to really, kind of picture it out there.
But the M and the boots are definitely in that other room. So, and that was taken after the murders. So why would Maddie put her M and her boots in the sliding glass door room? I mean, not in that room. I mean, if she lived in that room, why would she keep them in the other room? Like, if she actually lived in the sliding glass door room, why would she have her boots and the M in the window of a different room?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that, I've seen where they're, you can see where they're checking out every room because they're going to want, information on everything. But, it's, with that dripping down there, either that or something must have happened in the kitchen.
Yeah.
With and I can't confirm that's blood either, but it almost has like a same pattern as the outdoor area.
Yeah, I mean, what if it's one of those chemicals they put on there to dust for, I don't know. I was thinking maybe like some sort of luminol residue later, it kind of drips around or something. I have no idea. It's on the lower cabinets too, so it's not way up above. We didn't get to see those. It's on the lower ones down by the refrigerator handle where that blood's coming out.
Yeah.
If it's blood.
Well, I like the 3D print there.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It inspired me. I didn't do anything like it, but I tried to make something similar to my Chromebook. But
I remember when I was doing it during the, I don't know what program you were using, but I remember during the Jodi Arias case, there was these pretty creative people that used dolls and boxes and did it all sort of animated. It was actually funny, but it was decent, for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that when you're trying to lay that stuff out, it seems like things are much harder to design because the place is just so awkward.
Yeah, that whole step up, and then how high is the ceiling in the step up place? Does it go up a little bit on the ceiling too, and then it goes over here? I can't see any of that stuff, so I have to guess on some of it. But I think it's pretty accurate though. What program are you using?
It's a program on it's through a Google Chrome book there, so it's a thing called House Sketcher 3D.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not going to be able to put everything out like, and like the same kind of exact details, because yours is like way more, as far as like having the rooms and the bathrooms close to each other. I can't really get the doors to line up the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's quite creative.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well,
but yeah, I enjoy your stuff there. I probably don't want to waste too much of your time there, but yeah, I was just that was my main thing was just, if that was blood, I wonder how that got, into the kitchen.
Yeah, well, that would be, you would think that would be somebody above, and that couldn't be from Zaina or Ethan because they're actually a little bit behind that, and so it doesn't, and to the behind and to the right. If you're facing it, but so it couldn't have been from them because it was also up on a counter, so you would think it came from above, but if that's not the room they were in, then that doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, it's just so many, we're getting so many rumors, and everybody's kind of trying to picture this out in their head, and it definitely confuses you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey. Well, I appreciate
anyways, I don't want to waste too much more of your time there, so I'll let you go there and get to somebody else.
Yeah, well, appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. And by the way, thanks everybody for bailing me out of prison. Sometimes I languish in there for a while, and you guys made me feel like you really wanted me out of there. Anyways, thank you guys. And thanks to the caller there. Here we go. 832.
Hello, Gray.
Yes, that's me.
Hi, I'm Heather.
Hello, Heather.
Hey, I have a theory I just thought of.
Oh, yeah?
If this is not some targeted attack, as in one of the acquaintances or boyfriend, but it's a random killer who's been stalking Haley.
Right, that's when she mentioned the stalker, yep.
Yeah, and so he's been stalking her from the rear of the house. All he would see are Maddie and Kaylee's bedroom windows. And that third bedroom that I think was empty.
Yeah, well, there's only 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Right, and then the third one below. But I think it was empty, right?
Yes, on the left side of the
only put his windows open. So he decides to go in and attack Kaylee and Maddie. And in the process of doing that, Ethan wakes up, goes to check to see what the commotion is, sees the killer, runs back to his room, lock the door, and get his phone and call 911.
That's kind of what one of the callers just said a minute ago.
But the killer is big enough that he can't get the door closed, and then he kills Ethan and Zaina up against the wall. And they fall into bed, but their blood runs down the wall.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of, it's the same theory that other person had. I mean, a lot of times when there's too much detail, then it gets hard to believe. Like you could just say this attack happened, not they were attacked and fell down, and then the blood was over here, and then it went down the wall. I mean, it is definitely possible that he went up to the.
And he and he doesn't even know about the bedrooms downstairs. He just thinks that's living space or something. So he doesn't even go down, or he runs out. And so the other roommates don't hear anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're just saying he comes in, the killer comes in, and Ethan hears something, comes out to confront him as he's coming down the stairs, and then he gets attacked, and then Zaina comes out and is like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then she gets killed, and like that.
Well, he runs back to his bedroom to lock the door and call 911.
Well, he didn't call 911 though.
Well, of course not, because the killer overcame him in that scenario.
Oh, okay.
He can't, but that's what his intent was possibly, and so they were trapped in the bedroom.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if the door was broken and it was kicked in, then I would believe your story. But we don't have that information. Because wouldn't he go to his room and then lock his door really quick to make the call? What do you think?
That's what I'm saying though. He couldn't, because he couldn't run as fast as. I just envisioned this guy being big, bigger than Ethan. Definitely stronger. I mean, I just see a strong to kill 4 people that brutally. You have to have some strength.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. That's just a thought that I'm thinking. Maybe that's what happened. I just think, and I think the police maybe are throwing some shade out there to try to make it seem like there is still suspicion going towards boyfriend. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting how the part that's bugging me is how often the family of Kaylee keeps clearing the boyfriend, like over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And like we're not even talking about him much anymore. You know, every once in a while it's just thrown out there like, wow, he checked some boxes, but you know, he's been cleared. And then they're out there talking about him again and again and again. And I'm not really sure why they're doing that.
Yeah. Well, and what's weird is he mentioned something today that they haven't really picked up on the press much. That he got the last call from the police department on Thursday, I think. They wanted him to sign a waiver so they could check the mail.
Mm-hmm. Whose mail? Who are you talking about?
Kaylee's dad. If you go back and you listen to the interview he did at night, where he was really coming down on the police.
Oh yeah.
His latest rant. He said that the last time the police contacted him was to get him to sign a waiver so they could check the mail. It was a waiver for them to be able to go through mail, which makes me think, was the stalker also sending cryptic?
Well, it just might be something they wanted to check. Like they don't have any idea that he was doing that, or maybe a friend said something like, "Oh, she got these weird notes in the mail too." So then they want to check that.
Yeah. They want to check that. So I don't know. I'm still sticking with the stalker brand, and I still think there's a connection to the two cases, Oregon and Washington. I do. It's just too many similarities.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see it. I mean, I thought it was similar. The only thing that was similar was that there was 2 people in a house, and they didn't seem to take anything, and they killed them. But other than that, it's I don't know.
Well, they didn't.
Well, she lived. Well, she lived, but he meant to kill both.
But there was also a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
There was
the person that was going to take care of the dog and stuff.
Yeah. And here's the other thing: they were all done. And then the one in Washington, that was done in 2021. Mm-hmm. No, 2020. And never found that person.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, it went from 1 person to 2 people to now 4 people, all done.
Oh, the next would be 8 then, right?
I don't know. But they were all done on like the 13th of the month at around 3 to 4 in the morning.
Hmm. So you think they're all on the 13th, every one of
them? The first one, they found her on the 14th, but it could have been done on the 13th.
Well, I guess we'll have to. I don't remember it being
Which-
like that. I looked at the other one or both of them actually. I have both of those.
Here's the other thing. If you look at the lunar cycle, which you're going to go,
Oh,
what?
jeez. All right. Yep. That's
But
where we. You know.
No. It's not
No.
a zodiac thing. It's a moon phase.
Oh, I see. And that's different in how?
Lighting. It's not like
Yeah.
a full moon.
Okay.
Where it's
All
bright.
right.
It's
yeah.
just darker.
Okay, I got to
Makes
get.
sense?
Okay, you got your points out on there, but now I got to get to the other calls. Okay, because
Just something
once you get to
think
the
about.
moon phase, it's
Well, no, it's like if you really want to be stealthy.
Hmm.
I mean, look at the military. When they want to do stealth attacks, they'll wait till there's not a full moon. They'll wait till a new moon
Mhm.
when there's not much ambient light.
What
from
what
the
was
moon.
the alien presence during that same time frame?
Well, just research that. There is something to that.
Okay, all
to the
right,
moon
okay.
casting more light because it's brighter on a full moon.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you really want to be stealthy, you're going to wait till a darker night.
Right. Yep.
That's where I'm getting the 13th. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of similarities there, and I'm wondering if law enforcement is not
Mhm.
willing to release the information because they
Yeah.
are trying to track the serial killer. And they don't want to tip him off.
Yeah, that'd be
they're
pretty
throwing shit.
incredible if that's what's going on. But all right.
Yeah,
well, thank you
that's
very
just-
much for calling in. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thanks for the call. Yeah. All right, 859, you're on.
Hey.
Hey, who's
Hi,
this?
Greg. This is Linda
Linda?
in Cincinnati.
I was going to say, not Linda Molden Howe of the cattle mutilations?
Oh,
And
I
crop-
only wish I was as
Yeah.
smart as that woman.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Hey, I've just been following this case. I was pleased to see you on live. And I want to know what you think. I haven't watched all of your videos. I'm a very, busy person, so I've seen some of them, but not all of them. And I'm just like, this cannot be a college student that entered this house, probably on the second floor, and killed 4 people. And probably one of those pretty blondes was the target. So, have you stated, what do you think happened?
Well, I mean, that's
do you
my
have a-
theory was like originally was the boyfriend of Kaylee had something to do with it, and they had been dating a long time, and then forever, like when since they were kids, and like he's losing the love of his life because she's moving to a different place, and she broke up with him, and then maybe he goes over there or saw her out that night, and she didn't go talk to him when she came back in town. She came back to show her car to all the roommates, but maybe didn't go see him, and then maybe spotted him out in the town. There's a lot of maybes that I'm saying, but was feeling shitty about it, and then he goes over to the house. Maybe they say something at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then he goes back home, and that's why Kaylee and Maddie tried calling him multiple times. And then he comes back and he's just so furious, like somebody scorned type of thing. But that was just a theory based on the fact that law enforcement seemed to be looking into him because Kaylee's parents and other people kept saying how, I don't know why law enforcement's looking into him. He has nothing to do with it. Well, they were, so there you go. But other than that, I would think the other theory that I had was it was somebody that was attracted. The very first theory, that was my first. The theory that I just told you was my first sort of fully developed theory, based on information that's out there. But the first one was just that it was some person that liked. I thought it was Madison at the time, but it could be either Madison or Kaylee. But for those pesky roommates, this person believes she would have liked him, but she doesn't like him, and he was rejected, and is exacting his revenge on the people who he blames for that woman not liking him. So there you go. That's it.
Yeah, it's just insane to me that somebody 20, 21 years old and knife attack 4 people and kill them, especially the guy.
Yeah, well, if they're asleep, it makes it a little easier. Right?
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing right now? Are you reading the chat or something, or?
I can't see chat because I watch YouTube on the TV.
Oh, okay. I was just
So
wondering.
I've got it paused because I don't want the background.
Oh,
so I was listening to the other folks and then watched it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
We just have these long pauses, so I was wondering what that was.
Me being slow.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, well,
Hey,
I continue watching.
Listen, you made me laugh, though. That was good. Okay.
Well, good. It's better than you being mean to me and going into jail.
Yeah. Well, hey, I get thrown in jail all the time, so,
You do get thrown in jail a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty
all
good.
Right, well,
but I have to admit that was pretty funny. And I mean, here I am doing my thing, and you're like, oh, forget. I'm just slow, Gray. I'm slow. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Exactly.
Pretty good. All right. Well, anyways.
Have a great evening, Gray.
Right,
I'll continue watching. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Linda, that was hilarious. That was pretty good. 502, you're on. Hello.
It's great. How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Who's this?
This is Richard. I called in one time before. Been watching your show, listening to you for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
Your stuff on Delphi has been awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that you're going to do the same quality work on the case we're talking about tonight.
Yeah. I've been covering it for almost a month. So what do you got?
Well, I actually did write down a question or two. Do you mind if I fire them off?
Yeah, go ahead.
And apologies in advance if these are things that have been repeated over and over again, but number one, I don't think that they are, but number two, I think, the more we kind of get some of the basics out there for people to hear multiple times, it'll sink in a little bit quicker. Is that fair?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Were all the Moscow victims killed by the same person? Do we know that?
Well, that's what it appears currently, but, I guess we don't really know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
None of the authorities have released any statement saying, we're looking for one person, or, you know what I mean? Nothing like that?
What? Say that again? I was looking at something. What?
I guess what I'm going at is, like, from official sources, have we heard anything from official sources regarding looking for a person?
Well, they say persons or person. They don't seem to know for sure. I think it's just one.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Do we know the order for sure, as far as from those same sources, or are we putting together what is the most likely order during these conversations we're having?
I think from the I guess we still don't know the order, because the dad just says that the killer went upstairs and didn't have to do that type of thing, like it was out of the way, and so we don't know who was first at this point. But they do think that he came through the sliding door.
Okay.
According to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of segues pretty good into my next question, because I was listening to the audio you had earlier, and I was listening the best I could, Gray. You know, but what do you think the significance of the comments regarding sort of differences in manner of death or what have you from that interview? What could some of those significances be? And what do you think that... I'm sorry, I threw a lot out there. I'll stop.
Well, I just got an email that said, you know, it's from News Nation. You know, it says, Enton said, Idaho stabbing victims' injuries significantly more brutal. So it could be where maybe, and I think they're talking about Kate. Let's see what they say in here. Kaylee, yeah. So Kaylee had significantly worse, more brutal injuries. So I would say something like that would be, so Madison maybe stabbed three or four times and then get stabbed in a vital organ. Maybe Ethan was maybe it was more like a quicker kill, and Zaina sort of something similar. And then with her, there was numerous, like that's where the killer, felt, it was cathartic to him.
Right.
It was like a release of anger and a bunch of stabbing, but I think they were all targets, but she was the one that got the brunt of it.
And that was whom, Greg?
Kaylee. That's what this article says here.
Okay. I just want to be as clear as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So that is filling in some of those blanks.
Yeah.
When he brings up something like differences in what was his phrase he used?
Well, it does say, it says, News Nation, Brian Enton confirmed Sunday that University of Idaho stabbing victim Kaylee Consalves' injuries were significantly more brutal than other three victims. According to Enton, Consalves' injuries were significantly more brutal than the best friend Madison Mogan, which may end up being a very important piece of evidence when it comes to determining who the target was of the attack. 3 weeks ago, the unthinkable... Yeah, I'm not going to go through that, but...
Right.
So that was it right there. I don't know if how you confirm something. I mean, maybe he heard it from a source in law enforcement, and then that's also what was told to him by Kaylee's dad at one point. Because Kaylee's dad seems to have known that his child was the target for a while, and that's why he's a little bit more outlandish. Not outlandish, outspoken about it.
That's what I was going to say. Could you remind us who that father was that was talking? He was the father of whom?
Of Kaylee. Yep.
Kaylee. Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right. You got what else? You got? I got to get the some other callers. You got more? We're just kind of sort of rehashing like the news and stuff. You got any thoughts on it yourself, or?
Well, the last one was just that final clip that he was kind of giving. Just a few things about his daughter for people to remember him by, and I think it might be worth re-listening to that at some point and listening to the things he's saying. That's all I'm going to put out.
Yeah, I might check that out. I was maybe going to play that again one more time, but very cool.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call, Gray. I listened to you. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, so that's what News Nation is saying. So significantly more brutal. Interesting. I wonder what that means. Like, was she mutilated and stuff? I mean, that's kind of what that sounds like. And you could see somebody who was, if they were sexually attracted to her and she always ignored and, whatever it was, may have attacked her in a way that included attacking those parts of a body. You know, I know that sounds ridiculous, but you know, I don't think it is actually. It's pretty. That's out there. Let's see. I think she was. I don't know, Gail. Everybody just keeps saying that now because it's like kind of cliche. I wonder if the mail document. Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. They're just saying it was significantly more brutal. So yeah, I mean, it's to the face or, you know, stomach, anything other than sort of just a normal sort of kill shot type of thing. Yeah, but then why did he stab her more? I mean, we still don't know, but it sounds like the dad's known for a while that his daughter was the target. I mean, he sort of alluded to it like even a week or two ago. Yeah, let me get this last call here. All right, 757, you're on. Hello.
This is Michelle calling from the East Coast. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah. So I'm calling in part because your animation was so amazing. I know that you clearly put a lot of work into things. And so my thoughts regarding the Iowa murder are twofold. First and foremost,
right?
Idaho. Sorry.
That's all right.
I saw I like this. I was prior military. I like to stick to the facts. I saw the Chronicles of Olivia actually show video of their space, their house at night, which was very interesting. There's actually
no, we don't talk about other YouTube channels on here.
Oh, sorry.
Because those are
really?
The kinds that are usually really just it's sensationalism at its finest.
Oh, okay.
So what? Yeah.
Well,
so
I saw
what
Yeah. So I saw the video, and anyway, there's a cinder block. I mean, I saw with my own eyes. There's a cinder block and a screen out. And part of the thing that I believe happened is that the ex-boyfriend did crawl into their house while they were gone, not after the fact, not after they had arrived home. I believe somebody, whoever it was waiting inside of the home for them to return. Now, could this have been somebody that had done that before, or could this be a first time? I don't know. But I will say that the research that I've read about Kaylee was that she was just in town, kind of spur of the moment to show people her car.
Yeah.
She was graduating.
So why did Jack go in there on the cinder block?
Through the back
No,
window?
but why though?
Because
What was he doing in there? Why did he need to do that?
Because Maddie had changed the lock on the front. Because the back sliding door.
When
was
did they
locked.
change the lock on the front? How do you know they did that, and when, and that kind of thing?
Based on research from Maddie's dad.
I see.
Yeah, he had changed locks.
So they just changed the lock, and was this before they were killed? Did he snuck in, or?
I'm sorry. What was your question?
Did he sneak in before they were killed?
That's what I think.
Okay, but we were just told that Kaylee's dad said that police believe the killer came through the sliding glass door in the kitchen. How does that fit into your story?
Much misinformation. No, it doesn't, because it's misinformation.
Okay.
If you look at
so his dad his dad knows less than you do. Isn't that amazing? Wow, that's incredible. Like the Kaylee's dad knows less about the case than you do. How did that happen?
Oh wow, like that's really antagonistic. I'm shocked to be hearing it.
No, it's not antagonistic. Honestly, I'm telling you the truth. You just said it's misinformation. That Kaylee's dad, what he put out there was misinformation, and you looking at a picture with a cinder block.
Have you studied past reports of families during these kinds of crimes.
Oh,
No, you
jeez.
haven't. If you've studied
Yes.
past,
Well, here's the thing. Let me just tell you this: the fact that you came
here.
on here and you
Go back
mentioned
to
one of the
here
worst
and
channels
listen
that's ever
to
been in the
families,
history of
what they
mankind,
say, what
and bye bye. See you later. See, this is just that same idiot that calls all those times and always has something. It's never good. You guys remember this one, right? Forget it. I'm not staying on there. Jesus, what an idiot. God, are you kidding me? You haven't studied the behavior of the crimes out there. Now watch, there'll be people, Gray, you were so rude to that caller. What a joke. What an embarrassment that person was. You gotta be kidding me. Absolute embarrassment. Not even interesting at all. And then you bring up an absolute pile of crap channel on the show, and I'm supposed to immediately at that point, you go, wow. You're already in a bad place. And then you start saying how Kaylee's dad is putting out misinformation, and she knows the real answer. That the cinder block was used by the... come on. Give me a break. All right, give me a break. Well, thank you, Mac. Hopefully you guys, I just don't have time for that kind of garbage. You get what I'm saying? You see, that's the difference between this channel and other channels. Other channels will listen and pretend that it was really interesting and neat and really cool information. And, whether or not somebody climbed through that or not, I don't care. It won't make any difference at all. That's the same caller that calls in every time and pretends to be normal, and then you start seeing a certain type of behavior coming out. It's absolute ridiculousness. And Cairo said, "You're my dude, Gray." Never. All right, Cairo. All right. I'll try not to. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it, you guys. That's all I got. Yeah, do you see how it's just, well, have you researched how families have talked in other cases? I didn't think so. And later when I have my caviar and my crackers, I just want to let you... give me a break. All right. And that's YouTube for you guys. That's social media in a nutshell right there. And that's why I am the way I am. Okay.
Hey, Gray, I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, thanks, Mary Lou. I know that normally you judge me poorly, but that time you liked what I did.
I sure did, Gray.
Well, thanks, Mary Lou. Yeah. She complimented. Yeah, that's how they try to butter you up at the beginning, and then they start throwing in the garbage that they really wanted to call it about. It's probably somebody that's a psychic, and they'll be able to say, "See, I was on a show and I was talking." Hold on a second. Let's listen to it again. The cinder block. Do you hear that? It's cinder block. Cinder block. Cinder block. Doop. Oh, and then the dog. There. Oh my God! Did you guys hear that? Listen to me. Listen to me. Yes, batshit did come to mind. Now listen, at the end, listen, you hear the dog, right? Now maybe while he's climbing through the window, the dog barks. Let's hear it again. At a hut. Stupid. Yep. Climbing over the cinder block. Whoop. Doop. Batshit. God, no. Oh, wow. We got it all figured out now, everybody. Wow. Unbelievable. Gray, she just didn't agree with you. That's what I get every day. Gray, if somebody just disagrees, you get so angry. No, it's when they disagree and they do like that. Okay? I don't care. Like, if you disagree, I might go, oh, God, that's ridiculous. How could you not think that? You know, but you get to type it in, and you get to have what you're, you know, but in cases like this, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thanks, Mecca23. You know, I do take calls. I like to keep things moving along, too, right? Like, I don't like to just kind of, where somebody's calling and it's just sort of like they're just kind of saying sort of the same thing, or it's really slow. I just like kind of got to move on, you know. I know it's probably not the greatest, but it's what I do. Let me play the... there you go. Okay, so one thing I did just verify is that in the Delphi case, just on the side just now, the bullet that they mentioned on the probable cause document was found, and I quote, in the initial sweep of the area. Boom chakalaka. Thank you very much, and good night now. All right, let's see. How do you like that? Bada boom! So it isn't something that was planted later or anything like that. Okay. Yeah. Just came in. Just now. Alright, let's listen to that interview one last time.
Today marks
in which case hearing police were just want you to know how much our hearts go out to you. That I know from what I'm hearing from people everywhere that they are with you, they're praying for you, and they're also hoping for justice to come sooner rather than later for your daughter and her friends. You mentioned here, you talked about the manner in which Kaylee and Maddie were killed is different. And what does that tell you, and what are the police telling you that means?
There's a couple things that tell me with common sense, but I'm not a professional, so I want to specify that. But they've said the entry point was the slider or the window. It was in the middle floor. So to me, he doesn't have to go upstairs. His entry and exit are available without having to go upstairs or downstairs. Looks like he probably may have not gone downstairs. We don't know that for sure, but he obviously went upstairs. So I'm using logic that he chose to go up there when he didn't have to. And I can kind of tell by my daughter's texts, messages. She did call 911. She wasn't saying anything along the lines of like she had heard something or she was in fear. So I'm just putting the dots together. As far as the investigators, they're very tight-lipped and they're keeping everything close to their vest. And I understand that, and I'm probably not the right person to share all these things with. So I'm just trusting them that their case is super tight and they don't really need to reach out to the community. And, you know, all the evidence is right there in that home.
So, Steve, and I want to be respectful, as I can tell you're trying to walk this tightrope as well with law enforcement, but the desire to know and get some type of action as well. You've said both now to Rachel and then in the clip.
Yeah, it said he didn't have to go upstairs, but he did, right? Well, he also didn't have to go, you know, like, see, for me, this is why, to me, I don't know which one it is, all right? Because when you go here, oops, that's not what I wanted. You know, he didn't have to go down this hall, take a left, and go all the way back here to kill them either. So which one is weirder? You know, it's like, is it just, I don't think it's out of his way. Oh, here's the thing. Both of them are out of the way. So based on that, it's hard to know which one is more like a target that you might choose. But it does sound like if Kaylee was attacked dramatically worse than the rest of them, then she likely was the target overall, right?
In your appearance with Lawrence Jones, that your daughter and Maddie had different means or manner of attack, and that suggests one of them was targeted. Can you share with us, do you know, and you can't share either way, which one was targeted?
I can't. I asked for permission to do just that, and they said no. I probably over...
And the reason he asked permission is because it's his daughter. Do you think another parent would say, "Hey, do I have permission to say that Zaina's was the main target?" No, nobody does that, right? So just when you think about things the way humanity is and how people work, he asked if he had permission to say who the target was, and the reason he asked is because it's his daughter, and he wanted to come forward and tell people himself.
Disclosed information that they wish I wouldn't have said, but the story's going cold. There's less people coming to Moscow. I'm not gonna go sleep in my bed knowing that I could get up and I could go to town and I could do something, and I'm not gonna go away. And I hate to be a pain, but as a father, I just can't even sleep thinking that I could be doing something. So that's why I'm not.
Understandable. Wow.
Let me ask the flip side too. You're being respectful toward police about the fact that they need to be tight-lipped. But if there was something you felt like you deserved to know or you should know as a father at this point, are there questions you have unresolved from the police that you feel like, hey, just throw me a bone here and let me know?
For sure. I mean, alibis. Just share the alibi. If you're not sharing an alibi, to me, it tells me that you're not 100% confident that it's going to stick, or you have somebody who's going to come forward and say, hey, I don't know what he told you or that person's alibi was, but I have this information. I have something. So if you don't share the alibi, it makes it a little bit harder for us to just let those go. And I've said it before, I don't want to make victims out of just bystanders and witnesses. So I just share those things, and that would help.
Steve, do you get the sense that you're being asked to not talk more, and that law enforcement is being so tight-lipped to protect an investigation that is honing in on a conclusion, or because they're totally lost and there is no real sense of direction? And I think all of us, we want to trust law enforcement. We want them to do their job, but I don't know if you know. I have no idea. Is this thing honing in at this point, or is it scattered all over the place?
Wish I knew for sure. I did sit down with the investigator, the lead investigator, and I looked in his eyes, and I got a sense that this guy was going to do everything in his power to figure something out. But if the evidence isn't there, that's the part that I'm concerned. And then there's layers of separation. The communication is not the same as the boots on ground. All the officers that are out on the streets, those guys are working their tails off. But there's a different person who does the communication, and that guy's sitting with the lawyer, and that guy's sitting there telling him, you know, you got to protect things that are beyond the case, like the town and the community and the college itself. Those don't matter as much to me. I mean, I definitely don't want to hurt them, but I have an agenda, and I think it's pretty clear. It's these two girls, and that's what I'm working for, and I'm not going to let that story fall apart just because they don't want wanted posters, you know, on their next rush of students that come into town.
That's lame,
Wow.
isn't it?
You know, I have to say, Steve, I hadn't really considered those factors, but it's obvious that that would be a consideration for the communications director of the police department and also the PR for the school and the town. Are you communicating with the parents of the other victims? Are they feeling as frustrated as you are? And I hate to ask a two-part question, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do you feel confident in the police investigation and the people investigating right now?
I do not feel confident, and that's why I push the envelope and say a little bit more. I hate to be that guy. But you know, there's a job to do for everybody. Has a job and a role to play, and this includes, this is my role as the parent. I have talked to, obviously, Maddie's mother and her father, and I've talked to Xana's father, and he said, hey, you can speak on behalf and you can help push this narrative. So I feel confident there. That's as far as the real communications that I have. So one family have missed out to being able to be in the same location and the same thing to really get on the same page. So I try not to mention that and stay within my lane of what is my role. And I'm not trying to just gear it all to my daughter. It's just I can't speak for other people.
Yeah, Steve, before we let you go, just share a little bit with our audience about Kaylee.
Kaylee was amazing, hard worker. She was like, she hung out with two boys, her brother and her cousin, and she was right in between them. She wanted to be faster than them. She was that girl that was like really like, she was kind of like this a Punky Brewster type girl, and we missed out on a really smart person that was going to be a little conservative. She was conservative too. She was always looking up stories on child, you know, getting trafficked, and she was telling me that she thinks it's a lot bigger than people understand.
Yeah, we were going over that earlier. Yeah, it's crazy because that's exactly what I think a lot of us have seen lately. It's pretty crazy. It's wild. So, let's see, where is that? Oh, man, brutal shit. He doesn't mention Ethan's family at all. Feel that even pretty quiet. Weird. Weird. So the family sometimes keep cases. Okay. Alright, you guys. I think that's going to do it. Trying to... God, I had so many windows open, it's crazy. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, I think he's talking the most because he knows his daughter was the target, and he probably feels a little bit weird about it too, because then it means that it's possible that all the other ones were killed because of some of, you know, I mean, obviously it's nobody's fault, but you might think like, wow, you know, like this person was after my daughter, and then these other people end up dying, and then you sort of feel guilty, even though there's no reason to feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? So, how long has this show been going on? About 4 hours. Man, again. Wait, what's it say? 4 hours? 3 hours and 24 minutes? Or one? Something says 4:06 up here. I don't think that's reality, though. Yeah, 3:24. Okay, good. All right, so thank you to... I guess I didn't get to my theory tonight. Cheryl Bullock, Kathy Fredmaker, Tosh, Mary Glaviano, Maxine Van Dyke, Sheppy Mom, P.S., Josh the Posh 63, Mary Crossley, Allie Cake, Chucky, Living It, as in living the dream, Mountain Jam 71, Peruvian 69, Claudia Neubauer, Peruvian 69, Georgina Stoliker, Jen Baird, Jessica Schubach. And actually, the thing about the bullet that I was telling you about, it doesn't, the information about the bullet's already out there, and it doesn't, you know, being told, it's not secret then to then say, yes, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, that was a real thing, that it was, you know, like the people that were involved at the time remember that being something, okay, and it was, and that's important, right? Because then it doesn't allow people to go, oh, ooh, somebody threw it on the crime scene. No, it was there from the very beginning. And after all those years, boom, there was a match in there. See, that's the thing. So it's not, you know, it's not a big deal to have somebody tell you that. I think if you asked anybody that, they wouldn't say that's part of the investigation. They would immediately say, oh yeah, we had that from the get-go. Because if you hide that, it sounds really bad, okay? And so I asked, Robert Ives is the one I asked, and he said, yeah, to the best of his knowledge, that he remembers it being there, and that's good enough, right, you guys? Isn't that good enough? Like, isn't that really all you need to know? I mean, about the bullet? It gives it a hell of a lot more credibility, because now you don't get to say, oh, somebody planted it there. All right. So here we go. Thank you to Cheryl Bullock, Kathy Friedmaker, Tosh, Mary Glaviano. Here, I want to get my cool music playing. So much more fun, You guys have just absolutely drained my energy. I'm just kidding. Actually, it was just that one caller. It just went like this. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest. Yes, I give you... I won't say it. I gotta start over again. We gotta do it the right way. Here we go. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening, or good morning, as the case may be. Yes, tonight we had some very interesting callers. One of them thought she knew everything that has ever existed in the history of mankind. The rest of us are just lowly schmucks. All right, everybody, we're going to get to the... Boom, 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 boom. All right. So thank you to Cheryl Bullock, Kathy Friedmaker, Tosh, Mary Glaviano, Maxine Van Dyke, Sheppy Mom, P.S. Cat Eye, Josh the Posh 63, Mary Crossley, Allie Cake, Chucky. I'm Chucky. Do you want to play? Living it. Mountain Gem 71, Peruvian 69. Actually born in 1969, and they're from Peru. Had nothing to do with anything salacious. Georgina Stoliker. Maybe I should have went. Georgina Stoliker. Jen Baird. Jessica Schubach. Tosh. Shanna 360. Sis Surf. Jen Baird. Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming Sub Crystal. The longest name in YouTube history. Let's see. Bama Forever. Boom, boom, boom. Cat Eye. Scissor. Pink Panda. Delphi Primetime. Hamilton Blue Stars Robertson. Capokino. Let's see. Capokino. There we go. That's what I'm going to go with. Mag with a cat eye. Shelly Ann. Half Rudder. Candlelee Woodward Stone. Kit Kat. Caligal 3. A.E. Mom Bear. Charisma. Marty McFly. Saturn 9. Lisa Murphy. Hamilton Blue Star Robertson. Jason Freer. Cairo. Caligal 3. Georgina Stoliker. Simple Life Days. Billy Juliana. One Shot 925. Francine. Kit Kat. WNC Granny. N10. Doohickey. Moofies. 8675309. Your Gypsy. Georgina Stoliker. Scissor. Nenny C. Shana 360. SV Kathy. Donna D. Ray Ray. Vegas Andrews, Little Rascal Wrestler, Reseller, I mean. Little Rascal Reseller, Annabelle Stealth, Georgina Stoliker, Cairo, True Blue, Debbie L, Mecca 23, Mama 457 Rose, Bad Acid Reflux. Then, over here on... Oh wow, I missed some of these on PayPal. We had Dana Provost. Then Lillian, whose birthday it was today. So again, happy birthday, Lillian. Hope Nancy treated you well today. Nancy, are you still out there? Did you treat Lillian well? Boom, boom. And then, let's see. I think I missed one up there. Yeah, Lillian. And then Vegas Andrews. Thank you very much. Okay, good. And I always like having you call in, Lillian, but I want to try a night where just all these random... I thought it was pretty good. What do you think? Tosh, also. Thank you very much on PayPal, Tosh. Very kind. And also, TTJO. And, Seraph Terry. And also Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Corrupt Circles. She said, thanks, Gray and Freaks, love y'all. So, yeah, so thank you guys very much, alright? I did have one more thing I was going to play, though. I forgot earlier. Check this thing out. This is crazy. Watch this. Right here. This is about the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Look, that coyote tried to take the daughter. And it stayed around. Then you can hear the mom screaming. Look at this crappy. Look at this thing. Look at how weird this shit is. So right there, and look at the coyote run by. Now look at right here, watch. You see the coyote run by the car right here, watch. So the coyote runs right by, and then there's a little girl standing out here. And he's just getting ready, and then she's walking around, and boom, look at this, trying to drag the kid off over there. And then you can hear the mom screaming over there. You know what's amazing is how aggressive the coyote remained. It was like waiting for another chance. You know? Really strange. Look at it. It's like trying to come back again. Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, you gotta admit, like, there isn't any overreacting going on here. Imagine having your kid... And look at this guy comes running. I think he can still see it. Like, it's still sitting there, and he hucks it at it. Unreal. I mean, just look at that right there. Grabs her by the leg or whatever and just tries to drag her away. I mean, then it sort of just stays going, hey, is there... Am I going to have another shot at it? And he's kind of coming back even. And anyways. Anyways, hey, it was a good news story though. There was no, the child was rescued and nothing happened. If you say so, Gray, if you say so. Anyways, thank you guys very much for being here tonight, and thank you all for supporting the channel. Thanks everybody for calling in. Happy birthday to Lillian and Claudia Neubauer. They're bonded for life now. They have this birthday on the same day. And let's see. By the way, if you have a room full with 30 people in it, the odds are really high that 2 people will have the same birth day, not year. Obviously, that'd be pretty tough. But there you go. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for all the mods for all the help. And I hope you guys thought the show was interesting tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, coyotes they're spooky. They're like the crows. Like, oh, look at, there's my clock. Like crows are similar to that. Very cunning. They do weird things. By the way, look up on YouTube how the crow, there's a crow that there's actually research out there that shows that crows have better reasoning ability than chimps. And you can see this thing where they provide a beaker with a mealworm at the bottom of the beaker, and on the side, outside, is a paper clip that's been straightened out, or a wire. And the crow, and the mealworm is inside of a bucket with a handle on it inside the beaker down low. And the crow takes the wire, bends it to make a hook out of it, puts it into the beaker to grab onto the bucket's handle, and then pulls the bucket out. After trying poking it once, it tried to poke it with the wire, and that didn't work. And then it takes the wire in its beak, places it down low, and then walks around and bends it into a hook. I mean, that's freaking nuts, you guys. A crow fashioning a tool, for God's sakes. They're one of the smartest birds there is. Plus, they're smarter than animals. Like a dog wouldn't be able to make anything like that. Okay? Pretty wild. Look it up on YouTube. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, or rejector,
Right, well,
certified human lie
they could have thought through it, Dan, but they didn't do it.
On a stretcher, if you try and play me like an old projector.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freaking actor. And I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. Arameter, the respecter with a vector. On inspector, with all respect, y'all. Just remember I'll be taking the rejector.
I have no agenda. I know my agenda.
Shut up, John Boy. We'll straight out the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you
on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Hey, thanks. Thank you very much, Lillian. Happy birthday again, okay?
Yeah, we said happy birthday 3 times already.
Well, I'll say it again if I want to, Great. Yay!
Well, you go right ahead. Did you say happy birthday to Claudia Neubauer?
No, I did not.
Why didn't you say happy birthday to Claudia Neubauer?
Well, I haven't seen her as much as Lillian.
Well, she's been here. Look, Claudia Neubauer has been here since the beginning.
Okay, happy birthday, Claudia Neubauer! Yay!
Oh, man, that sounded so fake. Could you try it better next time, okay?
Happy birthday, Claudia! Yeah! Boy.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking myself. All right, we'll see you guys later, and yeah, be safe out there.
Goodbye, everybody. Gee!
Oh, yeah, the spin. That's right. Let me do the spin. I got to do the spin. I knew WNC Granny really wanted to win something tonight. She's so focused in on that. That's really all she's thinking about. How can I get that spin? Where's that spin? God, I just really want that spin. My God, I got to get the spin. It's just... All right, let me see if I move up here. Now I have to stay onto the show longer. It's going to end right after it, though. Oh, that doesn't work. How do I do that? Oh, let's see. Bing, bing, bing. All right, we're going to do the... let's see, what do we call it? We'll do a It's a House mug tonight. Everybody loves that one. It's the one that sounds like this.
It's a house!
I think I'm going to start just giving one item out, but it'll be like a better item. Like the It's a House, the dark black mugs are more expensive than the other one. And then if it's a really good night, we'll do like a tumbler. And then if it's ridiculous, maybe like a hoodie or something. All right. But the main thing is to help support the channel and the, you know, like I said, I take 50% of the net revenue and send it into charities. That's why we've done 8,000 2 months in a row. Yes, I'll tell you who the winner is, okay? All right, here we go. Let's get to the... And once I get notebooks back, I'll add, you know, extra ones for those every once in a while. So, all right, this one's for the... now, here's what we'll do. We will do It's a House and a ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay? That's another mug. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, here we go. Just because I don't think anybody's bought one of those yet. So I might as well give them away. Even though it's not really giving them away. But all right, here we go. Man, you guys are always so demanding. It's just, man. I have such high standards. All right, here's the It's a House mug. Billy Juliana wins It's a House! All right. She always writes nice comments. Billy Juliana, and the next one is the Ooh 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 mug. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, it's Vegas Andrews. Congratulations, Vegas Andrews. All right, you guys, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate your time here tonight. I'm trying to sound more like the music sounds, right? You know, for example, if you were playing, let's see, like, see how that's how you would sound with this music. Hi, everybody. Let's have a great time tonight. It's absolutely fantastic. Or if you had this music. Like this music here makes it sound different. As hell crept over the valley, and the locusts fell from the sky, the hellcats and disgusting vermin. How about this one? Yes. That's exactly what he said as he stumbled down the valley of doom. A coyote came from behind a tree and snatched a poor young child from his father's arms. Luckily, he had a brick that he could huck at that very same coyote, leaving that coyote crippled for life. He wasn't able to feed its babies. Poor coyote, never again. All right, everybody, and that is it. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and Peter got angry. What do you mean it couldn't feed the coyote babies? They're animals too. Right, but they're animals that try to eat babies. Okay. But you tried to kill their babies by killing the dad who could have... Okay. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow, and be safe out there. And one more time, we'll do the... thanks, WNC Granny, for the warning there. I would have forgot. You're right. You got me. You got me. So we got to do the rap one more time, because that's sort of how it ends. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person...
Not even one?
...that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector.
He's gonna get you on a stretcher if he try and play me like an old projector. Crime inspector is my nectar. Forensic Radio's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector, full of lector, interceptor. And I need a little spectre with a vector on his spectre with all the spectre. Just remember I'm a temple for rejection. I have no agenda, I'm never tender, and I'll send it to you straight without a blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to refute your offender.
Wow, that beat, that music actually works with that song. That's unbelievable, Mary Lou.
Yeah, I thought so too. Good night, everybody. Gee.
Ooh, boy.
Did you hear what I said? You know, that's just one step above stupid. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains? 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Huh? It's the house!